powdered sugar included. And just when you think it can't get better, we'll take a cruise through the bayous, searching for gators and wildlife in real Cajun country. Space is limited, so don't wait. Join me in New Orleans. Visit travelwithryan.net to book your New Orleans getaway today, or give our friends at Cruise and Tour a call at 800-383-3131. That's 800-383-3131, or travelwithryan.net for all the details to reserve your spot.
Breezy conditions remain with us today with gusts over 20 miles per hour. Sunshine with low 60s in the forecast this afternoon. I'm meteorologist Jacob Woods with Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather.
This report is sponsored by the Our American Stories podcast.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll peel back the mythology and legend of Christopher Columbus. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver. This is 630 KHOW, Denver's talk station, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Members of the House Oversight Committee are in Chappaqua, New York this week, interviewing Bill and Hillary Clinton about the Epstein files. Committee Chair James Comer insisting this is not a partisan investigation.
The Democrats voted to subpoena the Clintons. The Democrats voted with the Republicans to hold the Clintons in contempt. So the Democrats have just as many questions for the Clintons as the Republicans. So this isn't a partisan witch hunt.
And Democratic Congressman Robert Garcia adding,
now that we're going to hear from former President Clinton, I hope that Chairman Comer and the Republicans will join us in demanding that the person who actually appears more times in the files than the former president, who we want to speak with, is President Donald Trump.
Iran and the U.S. holding more talks in Geneva about Iran's nuclear ambitions. Investigations underway after Cuba says 10 people on a speedboat registered to Florida opened fire on a Cuban border patrol boat. 4 of those on the U.S. boat killed. This is ABC News. Uber says getting around is about to change monumentally with its new flying taxis.
The future's here. They've been working on this for years, and there's a number of different companies that are doing it. And the goal is to get these and really change the way we travel. They are electric. Think of a drone that you would fly around, you see a kid flying or whatnot, but it's life-size, and it's electric. Right now, they're going to use pilots when they launch them in Dubai, but the goal is then to make them autonomous, so they would fly by themselves.
ABC transportation reporter Sam Sweeney says Uber hopes to have them up and flying in time for the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. A baby born weighing just over a pound is home after spending 285 days in the neonatal intensive care unit at a hospital in New Jersey, just southwest of Philadelphia. Mila Obadici was born at 24 weeks after her mother began experiencing complications last May. The same doctor treated both mother and daughter, both preemies. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
No word in the English language is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably? It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do. Cannonball! Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp.
I can probably hit the green from here.
Probably.
Can I get a mulligan?
Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably.
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
The number of lawsuits filed by Colorado Attorney General Phil Weiser against the Trump administration now nearing 60. This time, he and several other Democratic-run states are suing the Department of Homeland Security and FEMA for ending state grants to prevent violence and terrorist attacks. The future of the Cascadia Entertainment District in Greeley is now up in the air after voters repealed the zoning ordinance tied to the proposal. Brandon Wark campaigned against it.
It's an extremely risky project that put all of the risk on us, the people of the city, and other people who are going to benefit from it.
Mayor Pro Tem Melissa McDonald says the city will still have to pay for the work that's been done.
So it was a gut punch, and trying to figure out where we go from here today is a big question mark.
Another layer of uncertainty, a lawsuit filed Monday, the day before the election, asking the Colorado Supreme Court to determine whether special elections like this are even legal. That's the latest. I'm Brenda Stewart.
Now, Impact Traffic.
Yeah, traffic not doing too badly, moving fairly well. We had a couple of slow spots into the mousetrap in particular. I-25 northbound to eastbound 70's been jamming because of an accident we had near Brighton, even though the lanes are open. Southbound 25 coming into downtown also just a little sluggish. 270 got some company there. Eastbound I-76, 270, the ramp seems to be backed up a little bit. Pena looks better to and from the airport. Santa Fe's tied up if you're heading southbound at Mississippi with construction work. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle from Blindster. I started Blindster in my garage back in 2010. Since then, we've sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters nationwide. Our blinds are DIY friendly, guaranteed to fit, and always cheaper than big box stores. Blindster.com.
You may have heard tax credits are going away in the solar business, not so for commercial systems. And here's the best news. Alliance Roof and Solar, formerly Red Rocks, now can help you with that commercial system. For conventional business, even some home-based businesses. Learn how to qualify where the government pays for most of it and you make positive cash flow. Call Alliance today, 303-704-2449 or redrocksrs.com. Cash in now at 303-704-2449.
Do you have what it takes to represent Broncos country? Join the Denver Broncos cheerleaders for our official audition workshop on Saturday, March 7th. This 5-hour intensive is designed to prepare you for auditions with choreography, technique training, and tips from our staff. Spots are limited. Visit cheer.denverbroncos.com/auditions to learn more and register today. That's cheer.denverbroncos.com/auditions. Your journey to becoming a 2026 Denver Broncos cheerleader starts now.
Your hair is thinning, crowns disappearing. Hair loss is like losing part of your identity. Thankfully, Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment turns all of that around. You decide how much, how thick, and where. It's your own natural hair that's guaranteed to grow for life. It's why Dr. Tanya Pauls and Advanced Hair are the winner of Westward's Best of Denver. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. 720-459-HAIR or online advancedhair.com.
EuroPlumbingColorado.com has the lowest prices guaranteed.
Here's what's happening.
The state of our union is strong.
Check in on
These people are crazy. You should be ashamed of yourself. They're crazy.
Gosh, you're loaded today.
Dan Kaplis.
I think you would be a great syndicate across the nation. Great commentator.
Thank you, my friend. You started by saying, Dan, you're loaded.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, what's happening? I'm Tom Martino, 45 years strong, solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints, making your life just a little easier. What's on your mind today? It's imperative that you call before things get out of hand. We've had a number of problems recently where people did not raise hell soon enough. We probably could have helped them. As a result, people are losing their homes, literally, and we could have helped them. Now, you're welcome to call 24/7, 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. The only place to call for free help with consumer problems. No attorneys to pay, no bills to rack up, just us helping you. Why do we do this? Well, we've been doing it for years and years and years and years. It's something I invented years ago just to help people. It's a career and it works. And then, of course, we have referralist.com and our sponsors on the show. You reward them. They reward us. It's one big happy family. Listen, I'm serious. There's nowhere else in the media that does this. I coined the phrase media with a purpose years ago. Media with a purpose. The number 303-MARTINO. Call right now or anytime around the clock. 303-627-8466. You can also call our local number when we're here live on the air. The iHeart studio is 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. And while I'm giving out numbers, you can text us as well. Now, I have a special text number that comes to my personal cell phone. 747-999-5280. 747-999-5280. So welcome. Let's talk. First of all, when I talked about things that were too late, one of them had to do with someone losing their home. And they're losing their home because they ignored a contractor. Furman and Katie, they hired Olson Contracting 6 years ago after a fire to make repairs. Now, they claim when they got insurance checks, they handed them over to a representative at Olson. Olson claims we never got any checks. We could have looked into that, found out who was cashing those checks. Now, after 6 years, it's pretty difficult because in May of 2024, that's a year and a half ago, the Olson sued Furman and Katie for payment. They sued them. Furman and Katie ignored it, so they got what was called a default judgment. A default judgment is when you don't show up. You lose. Then he took the default judge, or whoever they are, Olson. And I'm not saying Olson did anything wrong, by the way. Unless they're trying to double dip, I doubt it. Maybe they didn't get paid, really, right? Okay, so they took the default judgment and turned it into a lien on the house. And as with any lien on a house, you can foreclose on it, and they're foreclosing. And in March, they're going to lose their home. They think they have a case of fraud because the payments they paid to somebody didn't go to Olson, but that's not going to stop the foreclosure. They're going to lose their home. Now, let me explain something. Olson has claimed they're owed about $300,000. That's with interest, default, and all of that penalties, right? Yes. So, right. So take this. Who am I speaking? Who do we have at the studio?
Bo's in the studio today.
Okay, Bo, welcome. And Deputy Doc is at home listening. He's on YouTube. And I don't know where Deputy D is. I thought he was coming in today, but we'll see. Anyway, and then Major Marc Mager and Suze are taking a few days off. So Furman and Katie got this foreclosure coming up. It's really sad. It breaks my heart. It really breaks my heart. I mean, we have a lot of cases like this where people wait too long. What about Jane, whose daughter bought in 2024 in Kansas, bought a 2016 Chevy Equinox with 113,000 miles. She was plagued. She didn't get in touch with us then. But now the engine seized. It was repossessed by the finance company. Now the finance company wants to collect. That's right. When you finance something and you no longer have that something, they can come after you personally for the debt. Another case where people should have called sooner to get help. You can also write to us, help@troubleshooter.com. So I'm giving you enough information here where we don't have, it really does break my heart when people call years later or write to us or text us and it's too late. So please, you got all kinds of avenues to get in touch with us.
Tom?
Yes, Bo.
I'm still working this Furman and Katie case. I'm just sick about this. You know, they got the checks, they tendered them over to supposedly Olson Construction, and I'm trying to still get the copies of the checks, and I've tried to call Olson Construction 3 times to see if they would talk to me or come on the air and just talk about this case, because somebody's got $111,000 of Olson's, the money, and it's theft. And I've tried to contact Olson. I found out who Olson's attorney is in Golden. I've tried to leave him several messages just to come on the air and state their case. Because who got them? I want to know who got this $118,000.
I know it.
That's a lot of money.
You know, there were some neighborhood rumors I got texted about. And some neighborhood rumors are saying that they got the money, and they're just now realizing it's coming back to haunt them. Now, I'm not saying that, by the way. I don't know who got the money. Let's go to the phones. And Jean, is that how do we pronounce this, Kachina? Help me out here. Help me out. I'm trying to, is she on the line, Jean?
Is it Jean Lou?
Jean Lou?
Yes.
Is that how I pronounce it, Jean Lou?
Yes.
Jean Lou, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. How can we help you?
So yeah, I have been in a kind of a battle with this mitigation company.
Okay. How did the battle start? How did the battle start? Go back to the beginning.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we had a scheduled vacation to leave overseas on our vacation. And they came in and they made us sign a emergency contract agreement.
Yeah, but you didn't tell me what happened. Why did you need a mitigation company?
We had a dishwasher. We had a small dishwasher leak.
Okay. And then they had you sign a contract. And then what?
Yes. So then we left the overseas on our vacation, and they came back. They told us, first of all, that they will take care of it. They follow the IICRC.
Basically, you gave him keys to your house. You gave him keys to your house. You're leaving on vacation, and you told them, "Hey, take care of it."
No, it's a rental. So we had people living in there.
Oh, got you. So you're the landlord. Got it. Can you hold on? I'll come right back to you. Yeah. This sounds interesting. We want to help you. Okay. Brian also wants to talk about insurance and coincidentally water damage. We'll talk about that coming up. I'm Tom Martino, and I love talking about Water Pros because they are the absolute best people ever when it comes to water systems. You can get the best water at the lowest prices, bar none. So you might just want drinking water at the kitchen sink. $1,100 fully installed. You may want a whole house filter, $2,195, or you can get a whole house conditioning system, $4,195. Listen, you'll never get better prices, 303-904-2000. Speaking of which, listen to this. This is true. Men in their 50s, there was a test. They're aging faster due to forever chemicals, PFAS. They're appearing in men age 50 to 60. They're called forever chemicals. And here's what's happening. They're finding that that this PFAS exposure is accelerating aging, specifically in men 50 to 65. And this was a Chinese study. Now, don't roll your eyes. It was the University School of Medicine in Jiaotong. And younger men and those over 65, they were weaker genetically and showed more rapid growth or more rapid aging. The findings indicate that sex-specific effect only for men. Women don't seem to be affected as much, and it's affecting the endocrine system. This is really important stuff. Water, people, water, there's forever chemicals in water all over the world. So it was also blamed, listen to this, for lower testosterone levels. Yeah. And also it really, really accelerates as you get 60. Men are getting older faster. 303-713-TALK, by the way. Okay, let me give you the number for waterpros.net, 303-904-2000. We're going to come back to Jean Lou and talk about this restoration company and one of her rentals right after this.
Crime is already skyrocketing in 2026. Now, you may already own a firearm, but before you face the financial, the legal, the emotional weight of pulling that trigger, there is new technology, a smarter option. It's non-lethal, BYRNA.com. Berta makes less lethal launchers. It fires tear gas, pepper spray, kinetic rounds. It is designed to stop an attacker for up to 40 minutes. That gives you time to escape. That gives you time to get help without deadly consequences. Now remember, it fires at 400 feet per second, and it has serious stopping power, enough to shut down a threat very fast without the legal, moral complexity of using lethal force. Every single launcher hand-assembled in beautiful Fort Wayne, Indiana. Legal in all 50 states, no background check, and they'll ship it straight to your door. Head to byrna.com today or just go to the Burner retail store located near your city today. byrna.com.
Coincidentally, we have a landlord on the line with a problem. And, many people are landlords, but in Colorado, it can be a nightmare. Vestera Turnkey is helping people become landlords around the country in promising markets where, first of all, there's a lot of upside potential for equity. There's strong rents and strong economies. They research these markets. They help you buy homes in those markets. They're buying brokers. Then they help you with management companies to rent it out. And they even take your phone calls. And then in 2 to 3 years, you sell for profit. It's the Vestera Turnkey way. Vestera, Vestera, VesteraTurnkey.com, 303-888-3788.
Texting. Yep.
Good to see you, Shannon. Good to see you.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay.
Service. The place you can trust.
At Denver Mattress, we
Whoopsie.
Yeah, whoopsie.
Good.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. Okay, so we're talking to Jean Lou, who said that they had a dishwasher leak in a rental. They hired a mitigation company. I believe the name was Pure Restore. And what went wrong?
Well, we left the country and we signed an agreement that they could mitigate the work. When we came back, they destroyed, took out half of our cabinets, took out a bunch of our wood flooring, the LVPs.
Well, you left it up to them, right?
Destroyed.
You left it up to them to do what they saw right, or what? I mean, in other words, maybe they claim that had to be done to avoid contamination and mold. I'm not saying it did, Jean Lou, but when you leave a company in charge of something, you know, they have a tendency to want to run up the bill, don't you think?
Yes, they did. Mm-hmm.
How much did that bill? By the way, how big was this leak? Let's talk about that. How bad was it?
It was a small dishwasher leak that went into the basement, unfinished.
Okay, so they tore out a bunch of stuff. Is your insurance paying for this?
Only a portion.
How much was the whole bill?
It was over $35,000.
Oh my God! And how much? Over 30. Okay. Why? I mean, obviously, your insurance. How much is your insurance paying?
$7,800.
Why is your insurance only paying that much?
They couldn't justify their work.
Who couldn't?
We went on back and
You
forth
mean
emails.
the insurance company couldn't, or Pure could not?
The insurance company emailed them, and there was back and forth emails about the work that they've done.
God Almighty, $35,000. Well, what did you say to them? I mean, what did they? You kind of gave them a blank check, didn't you, Jean Lou? Did you look at your contract? Was there a price on the contract?
There wasn't.
Oh,
and
no.
I understand that is like
it's a license to print money for them.
Then why didn't they just come after us for $1 million?
Well,
that's essentially
because hold on, I'm going to tell you why,
do.
Jean Lou. I'm going to tell you why. Okay, seriously, I'm going to tell you why. But hold on, the fact that they didn't means that they have credibility. But I'm going to tell you why they didn't. They didn't because it would be called in the law unconscionable. Now, listen. You might think 35,000 is unconscionable. Someone else might think 10 is unconscionable. Somebody might think 100,000 is conscionable. So what is the limit? The law doesn't really, when I say the law, I'm not giving you legal advice. I'm talking about past experience. The law defines unconscionable as the common person or standard of the industry. So in similar situations like this, where there are similar leaks, what have the damages been? Let's say they were $1,000 to $2,000. This $35,000 would be unconscionable. Let's say that the price was more like 10 to 15. 35 would not be unconscionable. See, you got a problem here because it's not up to them to justify the price. It's up to you. I mean, in other words, they did the work. There's another principle called quantum merit. What it means is you got value, now you got to pay. And whether or not you agree, what probably would happen, let's just say you wanted to sue them or they want to sue you, there would be experts called in to do an assessment and to figure out if that was unconscionable or not. So we got a problem here because you can't just say automatically that they did the wrong thing. And it could be that your insurance company is screwing you. It could be that if you had a leak down into the basement, they had to take out stuff. Did they take pictures and stuff as they went along to justify anything?
Yes, they did.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Go ahead.
They took a lot of pictures. They gave us a lot of meter readings that weren't really helpful. And they did a lot of like spot mapping, and we've asked them to sit down with us to go over all their findings because we didn't understand what they did, and they refused.
Well, and that kind of is bad business practice, but they should. They don't have to, though. When you say they refused, are you saying they wouldn't talk to you one bit about the bill? Come on. They wouldn't say one thing about that bill?
We asked them to sit down and have a meeting with us, and they said, your bill is past due. But how do you
When did this
justify
happen?
paying something
When did
when
this
you don't
happen?
understand?
When did this happen?
In November.
Okay.
The last date that they finished was November 24th.
Okay. Now, here's what I want to know, okay?
They slapped a lien on our house. Yes.
Well, of course they did. And guess, I don't know if you heard the beginning of the show, but you can lose that home. You can absolutely lose it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not, I'm going to tell you something, and you're not going to like what I say. But based on my experience here, any water leaks that soak through a floor to another floor, even if it's unfinished, $35,000 on first blush doesn't sound outrageous. It sounds on the high side and expensive, but it doesn't sound outrageous. But it's too late. You gave them authority. Now, what I suggest, I think maybe you take another tack, and here's what you do. Maybe you hire a public adjuster. They work in order to represent you against your insurance company. So maybe you hire a public adjuster and take the position that the insurance company is screwing you, not this company, but the insurance company, and they should be paying their fair share. And I'm telling you, public adjusters know what they're doing. They would call in experts. They would look at the photos. They would look at everything, and they would go after your insurance company. And you could possibly get what's called bad faith, meaning your insurance company unduly is refusing to pay the rest. Did you take that $7,800 and sign any settlement with your insurance?
They gave us the money, and we gave it straight to the company.
How much? 78?
Yes, we gave them the full amount.
Okay, so
Because
did they?
We're not.
I get
We're
it.
not trying to.
No,
like,
Jean Lou, I don't get the impression at all that you're trying to get out of paying. I get the impression that you're shocked. I really do believe you, and I don't think that was your intent to spend $35,000. But if $35,000 is what it took, your insurance company should pay it. They really should. And I'm hoping you didn't sign a full settlement with your insurance. I'm hoping when you took that $7,800, okay, you didn't sign anything. Good. Jean Lou, what I would do next is have one of our people go out there and just take a look. Like maybe even Deputy Bo could go out there since you're in here today, Bo, and have.
Tom, she should get a hold of Matt Stanford of Paragon Services.
I get it totally. But first, what I would like to see is you give a first blush based on the pics and the contract and all of that.
Yeah, and I have a question for Jen Lou. So I looked up this company. They have a 4.7 rating.
So let me tell you a little background on this because I did a lot of research. My husband did the same thing, and that's why he signed. He looked at the BBB. He looked at the Google reviews. He went on Yelp and looked at it and thought it was a legit company. So in my research, I found out that they threaten people not to post bad reviews if they settle with them.
Really?
Well, hold on.
I'd like to.
How many reviews did you see there, Bo? I mean, I
think it was over 100.
I doubt that. I doubt that they can blackmail that many people.
167 reviews and it's 4.7 rating.
I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I mean,
I also looked at litigations that they've had with previous people. And
How many?
Contacted people that...
How many lawsuits? How many lawsuits have they had?
4. But then there's people that don't. It doesn't go to court.
Well, why don't you call over? Why don't you call over to Pure?
I will, and I have one other question. So, Jen Lou, did they finish the job? Is it completed to your satisfaction?
I am not sure.
Bo, they're not going to be satisfied because that's going to be part of their argument.
Okay.
She's never going to be satisfied. Don't even ask that question. No one's going to be satisfied because of. Go ahead.
Because when I came back, it was half gone. Was there leaks? No. I mean, there wasn't any leaks, right? But the documents that they provided for me to tell me that it's done, I'm not sure that it was.
Okay.
So,
so you're right, Tom. I should go look at it.
That's right. And you should call Pure Restore right now just to see if they would have a comment. And here's what I would do, Jean Lou. Are you opposed to at least exploring the fact that they may not be unconscionable and that your insurance company might be screwing you? Are you open to that possibility?
I mean, I understand, yes. I've also had 5 different contractors come to the house and say, "Did you have a giant flood in your house? I have never seen this." From multiple people.
All right.
One last question.
Hold on. No. Jean Lou. No. I hate when contractors look back on a situation and say, "Well, I would have never done that." You know, that's a bunch of BS. Now, if it's one of our experts, I would do it. If we have Genesis go out there and if they say to us, "You know, Tom, this is ridiculous," then I would believe it. But Jean Lou, most people, when they go out and look back on a situation, it's so easy for them to throw stones. So the people that you had go out there, do we know they're reputable? Do we know they would do it cheaper? Have you examined some of the past work they've done? Or are you just taking, how many, you said multiple, how many people literally went out to the rental, looked at it, and went through the photos and everything? Literally went out and examined the job. How many?
There was 5.
You had 5 contractors at your home.
Yes.
Okay. And did they write up a report?
Yeah, they did. Some of them.
If you had 5 contractors at your home and every one of them said it was outrageous, then you may have a case.
Yeah, I mean, that's what
Could we see the reports from those 5? Bo, I want you to get the reports from those 5 contractors, okay? Because
I will.
Because that's going to be evidence. So, Jean Lou, you have 5 contractors who wrote reports to you. We have to see those, okay? And maybe that's why this company hasn't started foreclosure yet. Maybe that's why. So why don't you hold on? Bo, I want you to arrange a visit and call Pure. And Jean Lou, you should be able to email us over those reports. I don't want to wait on those reports, okay? 303. Hold on, Bo. I got to take a break. Talk to her off the air, please. We got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show, 303-713-8255. Now, listen. How many people believe she has 5 reports? Okay. I'm not saying she's lying, but does she have 5 reports? By the way, Frank Duran, the real estate man, get your market valuation of your home. You know what Frank does? He'll look at your home and he'll tell you what it will sell for on the market based on his 30 years of experience. You'll know what you're going to net even before you put it on the market. And you can trust Frank. And it's all free. No obligation. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
KRFX.
How many people believe she has?
HOW, Denver.
Go ahead.
Denver's
How many
talk
people
station
believe it?
An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. Now, Impact Traffic.
All right, not too bad on the drive. They cleared the one accident we had working I-70 at Washington. That has improved greatly on I-70 as well as northbound 25, which was affected on that ramp into the mousetrap. 270 got a little bit of slowing there. Southbound 25 coming into downtown, but wide open on the east side. 225 and Pena is about a 15-minute commute from I-70 to the terminals. And the weather is improving, at least heading up to the tunnels along I-70. The roads are very wet and sloppy. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
Why are there so many big tech monopolies? This week on Red Pilled America, we tell the untold origin story of YouTube and how its founders hijacked the idea for a video sharing site to build a Silicon Valley behemoth. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app.
Hey, whenever you call a company, here's a few things you want. You want heritage, you want experience, and you want variety and choice. Gravina's gives you all of that. More than 65 years in business. Listen, the granddad started it. Larry took over for him, for the dad, right? And then Nick, whose grandfather started the business, he took over for his father. It's Gravina's 950 West Evans. 50 lines of windows. You want to talk about choice? They have choice. They also have multiple lines of siding and doors. What a great company to do business with. On our referral list, 25 years, 303 Gravina or gravinas.com.
Thank you.
Hey, who put that little R on there? How did you do that?
What's going on?
When you typed Gravinas, you put that little...
Oh, did I? Oh, okay.
Why did you do that? I mean, that's really impressive.
Okay. Well, what I do every time to make sure that I spell these right, I Google the company.
Oh, and you copy and
paste.
paste. Okay.
And I didn't notice that.
That's really cool. Okay, got it. That was really cool. I thought you took the time to type that special character.
Yeah, no.
It's Shannon.
What's wrong?
Yeah, he doesn't take extra time on anything is what you're saying, basically.
Well, my spelling is about as bad as Dragons. And so I figure I'll just look for the company name each time instead of trying to learn how to spell Gravinas.
Yeah.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Pretty good, Shannon.
Bo, thanks for chiming in, brother. What were you going to ask her?
I just want to confirm.
Oh, wait.
I wanted to confirm the address of the...
Oh, wait, Brian, the mouse guy hung up?
Yeah, he did.
Come on, Brian, you freak. Call back. How are my morons today? Morons, how you doing, man? I don't have time to write. Let me know you hear me. That's what I do when I do my helicopter live shots. I've been experimenting with live feeds on my helicopter, and they let me know on the chat if they can hear me or not. I finally got it working. It's just that here's what I think, guys, with the helicopter. I think it's boring in between. I think it's cool taking off, and I think it's cool landing. I think it's cool going through the mountains. But I think sometimes just normal flying is boring. I mean, not for me doing it, but for people watching it. I don't think it's fun. Morons, let me know what you think. I mean, it's mostly just, you know what I mean? Anyway. Bo, did you know that we're going to have a special YouTube Moron Day at the hangar?
Yeah, he's
good.
They're going to come, and we're going to give rides, and we're going to have a cookout. I'm serious about it.
Hey, Bo.
Yeah.
She's a little squirrely, so you might want to call her first, because she's very freaked out that you're going to call the company and get her in trouble.
I'm glad you told me.
Well, we won't. I mean, if she doesn't want us involved, we won't do it. I want to get her 5 reports. Bo, do you believe she has 5 reports?
No, Tom, it's hard to hear you, but no, I do not believe it.
Why is it hard to hear me?
I don't know.
Well, it shouldn't be hard. See, case 13 or 31 heard me.
I can hear you better. No, I don't think she has 5 reports. And who knows, maybe they did a fairly good job. They have good reviews, 146.
I'm going to have a camera on my drums and go over there during the break and play. Okay. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, I think so.
You know, I had a wide shot here, and a guy said, "I love your exercise equipment." I said, "How the hell is he seeing my exercise equipment? There's no camera on there." Then I realized in the mirror there, you see it on the wide shot.
So, Tom, are the car guys going to be at your house tomorrow?
Actually, I don't. I mean, I don't know. Kachina, I want them here because I don't want to go in.
Aren't Susan Mark supposed they're supposed to be back today. So I don't know if they're actually coming in tomorrow, but if they're in tomorrow, I'm sure that the car guys will come here.
Yeah, okay, good. Whatever, just keep me informed. Bo, I don't know. The answer is I don't know.
Well, the reason I ask is that Dimitri's not coming in till Tuesday, so I'll come over.
Oh, how do you know that? So how do you know his schedule, by the way?
Well, we're friends. We talk.
Okay, so I didn't know that. So truly, is he not coming in until Tuesday?
He texted me and said he's not going to be in the studio.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So, Bo, did you call over there yet?
I'm stepping out of the studio right now to call.
So she has a dishwasher leak in November of 2025. She signs a contract with a mitigation company, Pure Restore, and then leaves town. No price. She comes back. They're charging her more than $35,000. Okay, the insurance will only pay $78,000. Who's right? The insurance company might be the one at fault here. First of all, I don't believe personally that $7,800 is accurate. There's no way in hell that $7,800 would cover something. I just know from today's prices. You know what I want to do just for the hell of it? I want to I want to hold her to her word. She had 5 contractors out there. Listen, we'll help you, Jean Lou. We'll help you. If you had 5 contractors out there and they all said you were gouged, I want to see that. Seriously, I want to see the reports. But I want to ask our friend, Mark Szymanski over at Genesis. Get him on the line just for a minute here. Let's get him on the line. I got to ask him. I just out of curiosity, I just want to run it by him just for an opinion based on his experience. That's all I want. I just want to know. 303-713-8255. You know what I found interesting today, by the way? And it's pissing me off. I said it the other day, and I just can't believe okay, here's a trend I've noticed. I'm right now trying to find a technology company to do some stuff. It's a long story. I'm doing AI, and I'm developing more and more and better tools with Wave 8 Wealth Management. Let's just call it Martino Capital because we're changing the name. And I've developed some really good stuff. I really got good at it, and it searches equities and securities, and we're doing really good stuff on AI. But that's not the point. The point is this. I went out to find AI companies. And now it doesn't matter if it's AI or not. It just happened to be AI or tech companies, developers. Just like the other day when I went out to find WordPress developers. Okay. Guess what? No one has phones anymore. They all want you to fill out a form online, or they want you to email them. Nobody. Or how about this? I find this to be ridiculous. They have a link where you go to their calendar and you book an appointment. Have you seen that? That's the new trend. Or you go on their calendar and book a phone call. Now, actually, I don't really mind it that much, but sometimes you have just a quick question. Nobody has phones anymore. Why is that? No one. They don't have phone support. I love phone support, and I believe you lose a lot of business by not having phone support. Now, that doesn't mean you have to spend hours on the phone. And in fact, even if someone answered and said, "Oh, Mr. Martino, I don't know the answer to that, but I'll have someone get right back to you," just for simple questions. How many times do you look at a website or you look at a product, or you look at information about a service, and you want to know about them, and you want to call them for a quick question. That is becoming impossible. Morons, I would love your comments on the chat because I get live feedback. Seriously, do you ever truly find that to be frustrating? First of all, I'm not talking about like having a presentation or a complete sales call, right? You can book those on their little calendar app, or you can book those or a phone call. I've done that, by the way, and they were very nice. I've done it. I did it with Morningstar and some other financial companies that were affiliated with or seeking affiliation. And let me just say this. Sometimes you just want a quick question, just a quick one. Bam. You want to call and say, hello, can I, what about this or what about that? I just want to know. And there should be someone, if not to answer, but to say to you, we'll have someone get right back to you. And there should be someone to get back to customers. Whatever happened to good old-fashioned phone calls? Anyway, I got to take this break. I truly mean this. If you have a company and you have a phone tree with answering service and no one ever talks to people, you're going to miss out on business. I'd like to know what you think about that because I believe that's true. Genesis Total Exteriors right after this. I got to ask him a question. Oh, he doesn't have much time. Well, if he can't wait, I'll understand. I got to take this break, though. I'm up against the clock. I'm sorry, Mark. I didn't see that you were on the phone. Maybe we can call him back if he can't do it now. We have more right after this. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Ask him if he can't hold. I understand. We'll call him back.
Traffic.
All right, not too bad on the drive. They cleared the one accident we had working I-70 at Washington. That has improved greatly on I-70 as well as northbound 25, which was affected on that ramp into the Mousetrap. 270 got a little bit of slowing there. Southbound 25 coming into downtown, but wide open on the east side. 225 and Pena is about a 15-minute commute from I-70 to the terminals. And the weather is improving, at least heading up to the tunnels along I-70. The roads are very wet and sloppy. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle from Blindster. I started Blindster in my garage back in 2010. Since then, we've sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters nationwide. Our blinds are DIY friendly, guaranteed to fit, and always cheaper than big box stores. Blindster.com.
FixMyHome.com. That's the website for Fix It 24/7, and the name says it all. They're in business to fix things. They love fixing things. Now, they can replace if you need plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, or drains, but they want to fix first. And they have a $39 special to prove it to you. This $39 is a ridiculous price for what they do. It's a furnace refurbishment. They take your furnace apart. Trust me when I tell you that. They lay out all the parts and clean every nook and cranny, including the cabinet. And they adjust and tune it, and it is like a new furnace. I'm telling you, it has life and efficiency for just $39. Why are they doing that? Because they want to be your company. It's that simple. Give them a call, 720-526-3939. FixMyHome.com. I love the way Discount Bath does business. Chris and his team, I just love it. You know, Mark and Suze use them for a beautiful bathroom. And I'm telling you, this is how they do it. You go to their website, Discount Bath, answer a few questions. The only reason for that is they give you a private link. That's where you can upload video. So you go into a bathroom and say, with your smartphone, the video, you say, I want to do this, I want to do that. Put a walk-in shower here, a double vanity, make this toilet, move this toilet or whatever. Then they let you upload the video. And they send you a price. Isn't that cool? But of course, you can always talk to them. They love talking to you. And they'll come out to your house before the job starts. But start at discountbath.com. And here's their number, 720-979-2322.
Thank you. He can hold.
Oh, thank you. And we'll have just enough time. I don't have to belabor this.
I'm sure you'll find a way.
Shut up, you motherfucker.
F you in the a-hole.
You in the a-hole.
Oh, I am exhausted. I am getting so tired of basketball.
My morons. I need comments from them, like about the phone support. I'm serious. Yeah, I want to know. Okay, majority dislike the phone. That's right. I tell you, man, this idea, if they can't accept a phone call from me, they're not getting my money. You know, I just don't understand it. For quick questions, I want phone calls. I don't want to have to email. I don't want to have to go on their calendar and book an appointment or book a phone call. Let me give you an example. I booked an appointment for a company that blocked out a half hour for me. And it turns out they can't do what I want. They wasted it. They have a half hour wasted because I got off the phone in 10 minutes. That's how, and I ought to mention that on the air because that's one of the reasons I can make the argument that they wasted their time. It would have been better for them to take a short call. Why do you think they don't take a call? Why do you think? Now, some of them, I don't even know what's worse. Some of them use robots to answer the phone. Have you ever talked to an AI agent and not know it? Oh my God, I did the other day. Because I'll tell you, yeah, AI agents on the phone. Oh my God, that's another thing I should mention on the air. AI agents are becoming, so when I say they don't want phone calls, what's worse? Do you know how you know you're talking to an AI agent? You know, I'm going to tell you, I'll tell you exactly. There is one thing they're not programmed to answer. I'm going to tell you the fail-safe way. Okay? You want to take a guess, Shannon?
Ask who's your favorite philosopher.
Nah. Well, actually, maybe true. Now you had to fuck me up. Maybe that's true.
You are like the AI guy. I just fucked up. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom today is AI. Why don't you load your memory into a thing and you can just retire? And then I'll just play it. You know, you categorize.
I wonder if an AI agent could do this show.
Hey, Tom.
What?
The text is still not wrapping. Just an FYI. So
yeah, I know it. I tried working on that the other day. I just don't understand it.
I know it just started happening. So I'm gonna be truncating the messages.
Or you can just use more than one line.
iHeartRadio and lock in.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Okay, Mark Szymanski. I want to talk to Mark. Mark, listen, I know you're not there and you can't say anything, but I mean, you can't say anything with all certainty, but just a hunch, okay? I want to know if it's unconscionable or possible. She has a leak in her dishwasher, she said, in a rental, and it went down into the unfinished basement. She had a mitigation company come out, $35,000. To complete the job. Now, that's not just stopping the damage, but that's rebuilding it. Now, do you think from a dishwasher going into the floor to the basement, could that rack up a bill like $35,000? I know this is an unfair question because you're not there, but what do you think, just on first blush?
Yeah, Tom, you know, I was listening to the show as I drove up to this appointment. So I was kind of familiar with it, and so again, number one. The contractor should have never done any work until it was approved by insurance. You don't just sit there and start tearing stuff apart, and then say, "Oh, this is how much it is." And, you know, again, we've ran into this before on the show where people have done this,
right?
And you know, for her leaving town and just saying, "Oh, just fix it," and I don't expect to pay him anything. That's crazy on both parties. I really have to say. Again, the GC, or if he just did mitigation, was $35,000.
But just first blush, would you say that is an outrageous? Does it sound outrageous?
I think so.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they're ripping up floors and everything like that. Your first priority is to try to dry out the floor. Not all floors have to be ripped out and replaced. just because they got wet.
Okay,
They can be
well,
dry now.
okay. Well, thank you very much, Mark. He said at first blush it does sound outrageous. By the way, Genesis, great people, GenesisTotalExteriors.com, 303-679-8509. They are great people. That's GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Don't forget, call us right now, 303-MARTINO. More coming up.
Yay.
Thanks, man. I'm all alone here. I'm going crazy.
Oh, is that what it is?
I'm all alone, man. I'm all alone. I'm alone, I tell you, I'm alone.
I don't feel very good. I just packed up like it was.
I'm
noon.
alone.
Whoops.
I'm alone.
See what I was doing over here? Fucking completely packed up like it's noon and I'm ready to go. God damn it, Kelly.
What?
You're supposed to stop me from doing that.
Hanging up on people?
No, well, I did that too, but no, I just packed up like it's noon and I'm ready to leave.
I know.
Optimistic.
You know, I'm kind of pissed off, though. I'm really pissed off that this fucking thing is not working. I don't understand why it's not wrapping anymore. It's just...
Me either. It's weird, though. It just started on Wednesday. It was working fine Monday and Tuesday.
I know it. I keep trying to reset it. Yeah, Doc, what's going on?
There's stories that she led the hunting parties to kill young girls, but all right. Well, when I pull in there to have a Timothy McVeigh Ryder truck tested, won't they be surprised?
That does beg the question. Do you have to take the vehicles in since you drive them all the time to like get emissions tested?
Sometimes me and Noah kind of split it up.
I'm back.
Oh, really? We didn't know you were gone.
Oh, funny. Forgot to laugh.
What did you order for lunch?
I didn't order anything. Doc is coming over, though. Maybe I'll get something. You know, my go-tos lately has been Chick-fil-A.
Proud of you.
Not only does it taste good, I'm helping Christians.
Yep.
Well, that's true. If you do get pizza, he only likes cheese.
No, that's not true.
It is true.
What's going on?
I don't know. I've lost my taste for pizza lately. I don't know why.
Epstein files.
What?
That it was a euphemism for cheese pizza was a euphemism for
what?
Yeah.
Porn or
The younger the
Are you
better.
kidding me?
No.
No.
Cheese pizza?
Yeah, or pizza parties. All sorts of celebrities talking about pizza parties. Yeah, they're talking about humping kids.
What do you think the Clintons are going to say?
Whatever is expedient for them.
He'll say,
Nothing's
that
gonna happen
depends on what the word is.
Mean is. Yes.
I am still a little mad about that. A hummerdoodle in the Oval Office. I mean, come on, man. I'm sure it's not the only time there's been something inappropriate in the White House, but still.
Excuse me, JFK?
That's what I mean.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom Martino here, and I welcome you to the show. We're here to help you every day, Monday through Friday. Been doing it 45 years in Denver, longer elsewhere. If you put it all together, it's more than 50 years. Yeah, I know I'm an old fart. Started out at a newspaper, answering questions in a newspaper column I invented. Action, it was called. Then went to a radio station, a small radio station, had an hour there. Then TV and radio. Then to a few small markets. And then a big market. And then here. And then I've been here 45 years. Welcome. I'm sure you didn't want to know all that, right? But I've been chatty lately. I want to solve your problems. I've been chatty lately, and I've been chatty because I just realized the year I've been through fighting cancer. Pancreatic cancer, the deadliest, one of the deadliest cancers. Now, I'm not saying I'm out of the woods. They say I'm cancer-free, and they say it never spread before surgery, which is a great prognosis, right? But did you ever wonder why things happen to you? Like, I don't think I was being punished or anything, but you ever wonder, like, why did I survive? 3% chance to get where I am right now. 3% right now, where it didn't spread and it was completely removed. That's a 3% chance. Now, the reoccurrence could happen less Less likely in my case, I say less likely, not impossible, less likely because it hadn't spread to my lymph nodes or my body and all that. But here's the deal. Why did I survive? I'm serious, man. I used to think it's just the luck of the draw or it just happens. What happens, happens. Maybe I was, took care of myself a little healthier. But here's the point is that people keep telling me there might be a reason for it. Do you ever think, do you believe in reasons for things? I don't know if I do. I'm not saying I don't believe in God. I do, but I don't necessarily believe that God acts every single day in everybody's life like we sometimes think. Don't get me wrong. I have a strong faith. I think there's a God. There's a design to this universe and all of that. And I love Jesus Christ and all that. That's me. I'm not preaching to you. But I'm not sure I believe that, God looked down and said, "Hey, Tom, we're going to save you. You have a purpose. You, at 72 years old, you old fart, you have a purpose." I don't know. Or that, there's a calling of some kind. But in any case, because it hadn't spread and because I got it with surgery, chemo and radiation, there's always that possibility that one little tiny cell got away. Yep. And that's what they call reoccurrence. So the reason I bring that up is every 3 months I have to get screened. And I have one coming up in a few days. And I always get a little antsy. I had my first one back in December, clear. Now I'm going to have another one in March, early March here, a few days. And I start getting weird. I start getting chatty. I have so many projects in the works that, it's like, I don't have time for this. So let's talk. We were talking about phone support. And I believe that companies are making a big mistake not having adequate phone support. Now, I want to make this clear now, okay? If I consult a business, and I do often, I give talks to businesses and sales forces and all that, I do believe you must have phones. You must. Not to give long, drawn-out conversations. In fact, I think that's bad. Okay, I think especially if you have a customer at the counter and somebody's on the phone, that's stupid. Don't ever neglect a live, walking, talking customer for someone on the phone, ever. Don't ever do it. But you should have phone support to answer quick questions. So many times, people just have a quick question. And that can actually save you time. So these technology companies, because they don't have phone support, most of them, I wasn't able to ask a quick question. So when I got on finally, I booked it through that stupid calendar. I booked a call, a Zoom. They sent me the Zoom link. I got on there a day later. They blocked out a half hour, 30 minutes. And in the very first 5 minutes, I said, "Let me tell you where I'm at. Do you do this, this, and this?" And they say, "No, we don't." I say, "See, now you blocked out 30 minutes for that. You could have answered the phone and told me that in 10 seconds. So really, by not having phone support, you can actually waste the time of salespeople who book 30-minute blocks of Zoom. So that's where not having phones can actually waste time. But somebody texted me, by the way, you can text me as well. If you want to, it's 747-999-5280. Somebody said, "Tom, it's hard to get phone support. After all, you got to give them a salary, fringe benefits. A lot of them don't want phone work. They think it's beneath them." That could be. But in any case, I think it's mandatory. In my opinion, it's mandatory. And you want someone, even if they're not there when you first call, they call you back. It's like we have at my Wave 8 Wealth Management, which is now Martino Capital. We have 303-771-HELP. I hijacked that from my old TV stuff. 303-771-4357. Okay, we don't answer necessarily right when you call. We do sometimes, but we will call you back. And I think that's important that you call back. But in any case, on the phone support, there's another thing. I think it's not as bad as no support, but it's when an AI agent answers the phone and they say, hello, so and so, and how do you know you're talking to an AI agent? First of all, they tend to walk over you sometimes. But there is an absolute positive way to 100% tell.
Ask them what their mother's name is.
Ask them what?
What their mother's name is.
Yeah, see, everybody's coming up with great questions. Shannon said, ask them their favorite philosopher. I think I ask, what color hair do you have?
Either it's just as good as anything.
Yeah, but asking about your mother's name, that's cool. Your mother's maiden name or something.
I got to say one thing, Tom. You're talking about having phones. In my practice, we always had a human answer the phone. No phone tree. When they called, they got to speak to someone on
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
I got such great feedback from my patients. They loved the fact that when they called, they actually spoke to a real person every time.
That's pretty cool. So I want to say something about phones, though. Now, UC Health, I was talking about my battle with cancer and all that. UC Health, they don't answer the phone right away. Well, they do actually. They do have phone support. I shouldn't say that. But what they do have that I think is great, and I think companies should have this, are email portals. But they have to be you have to get back to them. Email's cool. Okay, I don't mind email for quick questions. But you have to staff the email. You can't just let it sit and then hear from somebody a few days later. I just think that we have to be more responsive to consumers. And I don't know, when did it become okay not to be? When did it become okay not to be responsive? Because that seems to be the trend.
Hey, Tom, sometimes when you call these big companies, they have a chat line, where you can chat with a customer.
I like the online chats.
Now,
if they're not AI.
Yeah, but do you think they do that because they're overseas and a lot of people get turned off
with the foreign accents?
The foreign accent, but when
it's not, I don't get turned off by it.
Oh, I do.
Get confused by it. I can't understand them. That's my biggest problem. Right. I don't mind talking to someone from another country. I don't mind it at all if I can understand them. That's the biggest problem I have. I have to keep asking, what?
A lot of people do have prejudices. And when you do a chat line, the people that they hire know the answers. So at least when you do a chat, that you don't have to worry about talking to foreigners.
Yeah, actually, I like chats.
Yeah.
Anyway, so somebody Deputy D said pizza and grape soda were code words in Pizzagate. Truly evil. They were talking about Epstein Island, and I wonder what the Clintons are going to say. But
well, you know what another Pizzagate is? If you call 911 and you ask them to deliver a pizza, they know that you're in a situation that's dangerous.
Are you kidding me? Come on.
I'm serious. If you call 911 and you say, I'd like to order a pizza, they automatically know that it's somebody who is in trouble and needs help. And they have responses to sort of hone in
on where you are,
how many people are there, whether you're in immediate danger. It's a great system, especially for women.
Where did you hear about that? I never heard about that.
Well, there are some things that we keep from you, Tom.
No, seriously. So it's well known that if a 911 operator answers and someone says, I'd like to order a pizza,
yes,
that they'll do some follow-up questions and try to hone in on what's going on.
Exactly. They'll say, how many people are you serving it for?
Is someone listening right now, or maybe that?
Right.
Have you used that tactic, Doc, when you got in trouble?
No, but my girlfriends have.
Hey, Bo.
Oh, I bet.
Bo, I got to ask you, did you call on that? I want to remind people about what's going on there.
Yeah, do you want to recap it?
Yeah, Jean Lou, she called, and we'll do it right after the break. Jean Lou called, a dishwasher leak. She leaves for vacation, and it gets a $35,000 bill, but she basically gave the company a blank check, in my opinion. So I asked Bo to call over there and then also to follow up on his own. But we did have Mark Szymanski on, who says, on first blush, $35,000 sounds outrageous for that. I didn't think it did, but what do I know? Mark knows more than I do. He says, sometimes you don't have to tear out everything like they did. But he didn't go over and see it. But she said she had 5 contractors that went over. and they all agreed that she was gouged. But did she send us any of those reports yet, Bo?
No. Do you want me to talk about it now or after the break?
No, we can talk about it coming up. I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Speaking about prices, the guaranteed lowest price is one of the things we're doing here on the show. We love it. And I welcome our people, our advertisers who do it. RenewHomeInnovations.com. By the way, they do walk-in showers too. That's how they started. Then they went into home services. They're guaranteeing the absolute lowest price on furnaces. Guaranteed lowest price. Furnaces, furnace replacements, 303-904-2000.
Thank you.
So I didn't know that about 911.
It's just,
I had no idea about that. Did you know about that? Did you know about grape soda and pizza?
Well, yeah.
You did really?
Well, yeah. It's in the it's part of the news that I consume.
Yeah, it's been out there for a while.
And yeah, I've heard the 911 calls about the women that order pizzas because of a domestic abuse situation.
There's also different code words you can tell bartenders if somebody is accosting you and you order a drink, they know that this guy's bothering you.
Oh, what is that, Kelly?
See, we're here to educate Tom.
What's that?
Yeah, I need an Amaretto sour.
No, it's different in...
The Pizzagate conspiracy, it says. I looked it up.
Yay, he's just getting on board, Cal.
My.
Shut up.
It's like he just learned about Puerto Vallarta the other day. Well, not just, all of Mexico.
One of my friends has booked a VRBO in I think Cancun for spring break.
Yeah.
And we're trying to talk him out of going.
Why? Oh, because of what's going on.
It used to be that the tourist areas were relatively safe, but now no one knows what's going on there.
Yep.
And apparently, I saw something on the news that they're chasing down random cars and just killing the people inside the cars.
Oh my God! Americans only?
No. Anybody. If they see a car, they'll just chase it down and shoot and kill the people inside.
By the way.
I'm sorry, what's your first name? Beverly? Okay, Beverly. And this is with Medicare?
All right. So anyway, you're back up. So grape soda and pizza seems to be code. Yep, in the Epstein files. He references, come on over for some grape soda and pizza. So basically, wow. Oh, and here's what it says here about 911 calls.
Yeah.
Hold on. It talked about it.
I like the hand signaling.
What does it say?
I'm very naive. It says here that when you order pizza from a 911 operator, they know something's up.
I've told Gina that one. Like she was sitting in there with Jimmy.
I
said, hey, Gina, don't forget, if you need help, this is the wave.
What was Pizzagate, by the way? Was that the one with the Clintons?
I don't know. I've never heard of Pizzagate.
I have.
Was that the one with the Clintons?
No, that was a situation. It was very serious where I came over about 3 weeks ago and stole your last pizza slice.
Oh, that was you.
No, and I like her.
Pizzagate on Casa del Martino.
If I had to rat her out to the government because we had a
you're a pain in the ass.
War and we were finally going to kill the libs, I definitely rat her out. But
if you're ordering Chick-fil-A, I should have came over to your house.
I like Chick-fil-A.
I know that frozen lemonade is excellent.
But I can't have that lemonade. That's just too much sugar.
Well, like you said, you can order a diet lemonade.
Yeah,
Zero calorie.
You can have diet. They have a diet frozen too, and there's nothing diet about it.
Really?
Well, that's what they call it, diet lemonade. But they put the ice cream in it, so that's kind of weird. I offered to buy Doc food. He doesn't want. He said he had breakfast. He doesn't want any.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have food.
You know, if you want a hamburger, I'll go run over.
Nah.
Pick it up for you.
It's fine.
Well, Doc, they'll probably deliver it.
No, they don't anymore. They used to.
Anymore.
They used to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know why they stopped it.
We're talking about the clubhouse here.
Right, I know. Doc took me there once. It was very nice.
Yeah, and I got a letter from the mail saying, please don't bring those two people here anymore.
Right. They leave messes, as my sister says.
They said, we only want a certain kind of people at our country club.
Especially the guy that picked up all this sweetener and put it in his pocket before he left.
Right. So I was reading, Bo, it's funny. Yeah. I was reading on, I was scrolling through, I don't remember which site it was. Some woman said that she broke off a date because on the way out, the guy took 3 or 4 sweet and low packages, and she said that just showed his character that stealing is okay, so she won't go out with him anymore.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. You're a troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. What's on your mind today? How can we help you? All right, so let's continue here because we've been talking about a lot of stuff, and we have let's see, which one should I take here? Let's take Beverly. Beverly, what's going on with you, Beverly? Welcome. What's happening?
Hi, Tom Martino. How are you today?
Good, Beverly. What's going on?
I didn't expect to go live.
Hey, what's happening?
Well, I have an issue with Social Security.
What's happening?
I was awarded in 2007.
Now, when you say awarded, are you talking about Social Security disability?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what happened?
Well, so I was awarded 5 years of back pay. They have kept me on a tier 1. Instead of giving me my full award.
So wait, in 2007, let me get it straight. Yeah. In 2007, when they granted you SSDI, they also ordered that you get back pay?
Yeah, yes.
So
they gave me 5 years of back pay.
Which went back to 2002.
Yes, when I first applied.
And did you ever get it?
No.
Why?
They've been denying me. They kept me. I don't know.
Are you?
But
wait.
I've been fighting for almost 20 years.
Wait. Well, let me ask you this now. When you were awarded SSDI in 2007, are you getting normal SSDI at least?
I'm getting SSI.
Okay.
They denied me my SSDI.
Oh, so you said you were. Wait a minute, Beverly. I'm confused. I thought you said you were awarded SSDI in 2007.
Well, I got a tier 2.
What does that mean?
Is SSDI, right?
What does tier 2 mean?
It means that I got my 40 hours and 10 years credits.
Okay, but that's normal Social Security.
Right.
Well, okay, then Beverly, I'm sorry for doing this to you, but I need to straighten this out. So back in 2007, did you get normal Social Security or Social Security disability?
They just gave me SSI.
Normal Social Security in 2007.
Yes.
Is that when you turned 66?
No. I just turned 65 this week.
Then Beverly, no. Then you're not making sense. Because back in 2007, you would have been in your 40s, right?
No.
Well, what math are you doing, dear? What math are you doing? You just turned 60. Is that right? So in 2007, how old were you in Beverly? Let's just take this right from the beginning.
I was 45.
I asked you that, and you said no, you weren't in your 40s. So in 2007, you were 45. You don't get regular Social Security. So in 2007, were you granted Social Security disability?
Yes. Yes, I got the full favor.
Okay, so back in 2007, you were granted, and you started getting SSDI.
Yes.
Okay, and then when you turned 66 or whatever, well, how old are you right now?
I just turned 65.
Okay, so you don't get regular Social Security yet, so you're still on Social Security disability, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what's your question? Now I'm understanding. Go ahead. What's your question?
Okay, so they put me on welfare, so they didn't give me my full benefits of the SSDI.
Okay. Why didn't they give you the full benefits of your Social Security disability? Why?
I have no idea. I'm trying to figure that out.
Well, you said you were fighting it for 20 years. Well, this doesn't make sense to me.
I've been dealing with this for 20 years.
What are you trying to get? If you were getting disability for all that,
I'm trying to get my full benefits, my tier 2. I get old age pension, and I wouldn't be able to receive old age pension if I didn't have the full 40 hours and 10 years credit.
But when they waive that when you have disability.
How can they waive something that you earn?
Here's what I'm saying. If you
weren't, only get that at 65.
Let me explain this, Beverly. Beverly, listen, Beverly, you got to listen. If you were disabled and you weren't able to get your 40 quarters, okay? If you were disabled and you weren't able to get your 40 quarters, you would still get Social Security. You would get Social Security disability first, and then it would turn to regular Social Security. So I don't have any idea what you're calling about. I really don't. I don't understand your problem. If I understood it, I'd like to help you. I don't understand what you're calling about.
I'm trying to explain it, but you're not giving me the opportunity to explain.
Okay, I'm going to shut up. Go explain it. Explain it. Go ahead.
All right. So at 2007, I was awarded 5 years of back pay. In my estimation, the only way they would give you 5 years back pay is if you had credits already built up. They can't give you something you don't earn.
You're wrong about that, okay? Sorry, you're wrong about that. So that's the wrong premise right there. Okay. If you're granted back pay for SSDI, it means you were disabled for the last 5 years and you just now applied for it, or you applied for it in 2002 and they didn't give it to you and it took until 2007 to get it, then you would get the retroactive pay. You are not granted retroactive pay based on retroactivity is not based on your work history. Work history has nothing to do with disability, okay? Nothing to do with it. So let me ask you this. When did you become disabled?
In 2022. In 2002.
Okay. That's what I thought. So here's what. Did you apply for SSDI in 2002?
Yes, I did.
Got it. Now that's why. Okay. So if you applied in 2002 for disability and in 2007 it was granted, then yes, they would have ordered 5 years retroactivity. But why didn't you get it?
I don't know.
When you
go ahead.
When you say wait. When you say pay, you don't mean pay from a job you mean Social Security disability retroactive. Is that correct?
No, she means both, Doc. I've been listening to her. She applied for it. Listen, she applied for disability in 2002. She was granted disability in 2007.
Right.
Whenever that happens, they order back pay to the time you applied. That's why that's why they're going 5 years back. So you should have gotten not only SSDI from 2007 onward, but you would have also gotten a lump sum for that 5-year period.
Exactly. But I did not. What they did do was give me $20,000. They paid my attorney $6,000. They paid
that's your retro
$5,000.
That's your retro pay. That's your retro pay.
Okay, can I finish?
No, you can't. Put her on hold. No, you can't. I'm sorry. We're done. I'm tired of you, okay? And I'll tell you why I'm tired of you. Because you don't know what you're talking about. You just told me all the money they paid out. They paid out your retro pay. They paid it to you. You just don't like the way they distributed it. If you want to talk to me and just talk sense, I'll talk to you. But don't be telling me I'm interrupting you when you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Okay, Bo, do me a favor. Bo, I'm sorry, yes. You're it, because you're there.
Oh, no.
Yep, talk to her off the air. Talk to her, and I want you to interpret what she's saying. So I'm serious about that. I don't want to talk to her on the air about it because people are hanging themselves because it's like drilling teeth, okay? And that's the problem.
I'm myself, too.
Yeah, and I don't want people, it's like this. There it is, dental drill. That's what it's like. Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. Okay, so talk to her off the air. And then we'll also, 303-713-8255. Also, Janelle will bring up after the break. She's been working with you on that 2016 Toyota Tacoma. So more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show right after this.
Yep.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver, an iHeart radio station. Ryan Schuling, Tom Martino, Michael Brown Reloaded, and Dan Kaplis. This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW. Now, Impact Traffic.
Yeah, not too bad on the drive. There's one accident. It's going to be an inconvenience more than anything on the Boulder Turnpike westbound. The exit to Federal's closed. It's a rollover. You can get off at Pecos to work around that. No impact right now on US 36. Pena's running slightly heavy coming out of the airport. There's an accident on Chambers at I-70. 270 looks pretty good. I-25. Across the city, speeds are pretty much on the high side. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle from Blindster. I started Blindster in my garage back in 2010. Since then, we've sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters nationwide. Our blinds are DIY friendly, guaranteed to fit, and always cheaper than big box stores. Blindster.com.
Hey, you want to know about a company that you can depend on? My God, it was started by Granddad. Then his son took it over, and now the grandson has it. Nick, Gravina's 950 West Evans. They even trademarked the name Gravina's because it's been around so long. And they hold the registered trademark Gravina's. So if you're looking for Gravina, you're going to go to 303 Gravina. 50 lines of windows, multiple lines of siding and doors. They have the selection for you and the heritage to stand behind everything and great prices. Gravinas.com or 303 Gravina.
Very nice, Mr. Martino.
Okay.
You're probably thinking I want something. Suddenly being nice.
You know, that woman just pissed me off, and she kept telling me to shut up.
I'm sorry I didn't pick up on that sooner.
But I want.
It was actually more
I'm going to call her, and I'm just going to leave the
all.
receiver on the table and let her talk for 45 minutes.
Did you understand my question was, Tom?
No.
When she said back pay, I didn't understand. She meant
no. She didn't get regular Social Security because she was only 45. Go ahead.
Did she mean back benefits or back pay from a job?
She meant back Social Security benefits.
Okay, good, but she's using the word.
Here's why. Because when it goes back to the day you apply.
No, I understand that. I got confused because I thought she meant they gave her back pay because she stopped working for 5 years and they made the company pay her.
No.
So you're just using pay as a synonym for our benefits.
That's right. That's exactly right. Yep.
Okay, that makes sense.
But that's what happened.
You guys remind me, last night at the Buffs basketball game, the halftime show was half a dozen women in their 70s and 80s doing a dance routine. I was like, God damn it, this is going to be my dating pool any day now. Look at these flabby triceps and jowls. I mean, everybody's made in God's image. We're all beautiful, but Jiminy Christmas.
Except you.
I'm okay. If I'd put more effort in, I would have been outstanding.
That woman, I want to hear what Bo comes up with that woman.
She hung up.
She totally hung up.
She totally hung up.
Yeah,
Totally.
and her number is anonymous.
Yeah, I
She's
think.
actually
Wow, there is a God.
punking me.
already.
She was punking me.
Yeah.
She could have been.
Because she seems so excited to talk to you. Oh, Mr. Martino,
Let me talk, Mr. Martino.
You know, it's funny. I don't have a Janelle here in my records.
From December?
Oh, from December. I don't have last year. Okay, got it.
I couldn't find it either, Kelly. Is it that long?
Do you know what it's? You don't even know what it's about then?
Well, I keep a record. You see my primitive record.
Yeah.
I'll find it.
No, I can find it too, but it's from last year.
Hang on.
What is it like?
Okay, so she called in December 16th on a Thursday at 11 o'clock.
And what was it about?
It was about a scoring cylinder on a Toyota Tacoma.
And what about it?
Well, I couldn't. I tried to call the dealer 4 times, and I couldn't get a resolution. I just couldn't get him to call me back.
But what was she blaming them for that, or what?
Something about the ejector was misfiring and causing a scoring on the cylinder. I cannot remember if the dealer caused it or if the dealer cannot help her. She bought it from a private seller.
Hey, don't laugh when your ejector
Geez, that was
misfires.
a long
It's bad
time
news,
ago.
man.
I don't know what
I told her to call that lemon law attorney, Raina Baez.
If you want, you can leave right now, Bo, so you just
Can I?
completely shirk any responsibility.
Well, I thought I'd leave and talk to the Social Security lady and take the
Give
day
me a
off.
phone number on that. If she calls back, I want to know.
Well, I am leaving. Dollar and I are going to go try out that Reuben sandwich, so I'm leaving at 1.
I need somebody fairly healthy, but still permanent disability, if you know what I mean. Oh, crap. Here we go.
Zero risk, guaranteed growth at mymoneymyway.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here. We got Deputy Doc at my home studio. We got Deputy Bo back at the main ranch. Janelle wants to talk about a call she made in December on a Toyota Tacoma. And Janelle, could you recap that for us? What happened back in December, what you're calling about now?
Yeah, they wanted to charge us for used engine back in December. After it was there for 4 weeks.
A new engine, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Well,
what
you
was it? Wait. I don't understand. Of course they would charge you. Why wouldn't they charge you for an engine? I don't get it.
The issue we were having didn't, show that we needed a new engine.
Oh, okay. So
point.
you thought they were exaggerating.
Yes.
Okay, and what happened?
So they talked to us after we talked to you guys. They got on the phone, and all of a sudden, no, we want to try this first. We want to check the valves.
Okay, and what happened?
So they checked the valves and said we had a valve that was hanging up.
Okay.
So it wasn't, fully working correctly.
Okay.
But, if it's a valve issue, wouldn't be intermittent. This was an intermittent issue. Sometimes it happened, sometimes it wouldn't. So we had them.
Well, hold on. Valves would be intermittent. They could be intermittent.
Janelle, I found your file back in December. You had something to do. It was scoring on the cylinder.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, but but that's what it turned out to be. Well, go on with your story, okay? So they said you needed an engine, then they said no, you just need something else. And they said it was a valve. Keep going with your story.
Okay, so after discussion, we're like, okay, well, maybe they can just fix the valve issue. They quoted us at $8,000.
$8,000? Wait a minute.
$8,000.
Wait, did you say $8,000 just for one valve problem?
Yeah.
What? Okay, they said it. Okay, what's the name of that shop?
Stapp Interstate Toyota.
What is it called?
Stapp. S-T-A-P-P.
Stapp. Okay. Stapp. And is it called Stapp Toyota?
Interstate Toyota.
Okay. So they said you needed this valve work for $8,000. What happened?
So, we told them, take this off. We want a video of the bore scope, going down in to see the cylinders. We wanted proof. We don't really believe them at this point.
Yeah. So what happened?
We wanted proof. So they sent us a bore scope video. Horrible quality. Yeah. And I will give a shout out to Tom at Hands On Auto Tech, because he walked me through when I was speaking to him.
Oh wait, so you took it to him for a second opinion?
I was going to take it to him for a second opinion. So what happened, and Tom was great. This isn't bad about Tom at all, but when we went to go pick up the truck for the second opinion and told them we wanted a second opinion, all of a sudden they found a leaky fuel line that they said that they caused.
So hold on. What happened to the bad valve? Did they say the bad valve got fixed or not?
No, they said nothing was fixed.
Okay.
And we were deciding whether or not to just trade it in.
Right.
Or, go somewhere else to see what they had. We wanted to take it up to Tom.
Okay, so then what happened?
So once we told them we wanted that second opinion, they all of a sudden found a leaky fuel line.
Did they fix it?
They fixed it, no charge, because they said they caused it.
And did everything work after that?
We picked it up and haven't had any issues.
That is unbelievable.
That's good. It worked out that way.
It is good because she kept questioning them, and she actually gets the dinger for being a smart consumer. Janelle, you said Tom at Hands On Auto. Did you ever take it over to him or not?
No, because it's working just fine now.
Okay.
So, if we have issues, we're still in contact with him. He's been great reaching out to see, how everything's going.
Yeah.
And keeping in contact.
Wow.
So
that is great news. How many miles do you have on that?
83,000.
Oh, that's not a lot at all. Wow, that's like new. Really? If you have a Toyota Tacoma with only 80-something thousand miles on it, 2016, so we got a 10-year-old truck, that's a nice truck.
It's very nice. We love our truck. I will tell you that much.
Janelle, I really appreciate you calling and letting us know. So, Bo, you can make notes in that file. That's good.
Yes, and I think the bottom line is when she made the told them she wanted a second opinion, which a lot of our listeners should do with these automotive cases, the Interstate Toyota changed her tune.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
You saved her an $14,000
But
engine.
that bothers me about Stapp. That's where are they located? I want to warn people about them. Where are they, Janelle?
They're up in Frederick.
Yeah, we don't listen. They don't sound like a great dealership to me. If they're quoting $8,000 and then it turns out to be a fuel line that they caused, unless people can say, wait a minute, they were honest because they found it. But then you might think, did they find it because they were honest, or was it there all the time and they didn't want her to find out that they were, we don't know, actually. What kind of ratings do they have? Anybody look them up, see what kind of ratings they have. Anyway, we have more coming up. People,
congratulations.
You hear things on the Troubleshooter Show and you take it, and you use the information for your own good. One Clear Choice Garage Doors. I'm telling you, if you want the best garage door company, you want One Clear Choice Doors.com. 24/7 service. So if you can't get your door closed at night, They come out and they fix broken springs. They can fix any part of the door, any part of the opener. They're factory authorized on most stores. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. I'm telling you, I've had them on my referral list for years. I've used them 6 or 7 times. 720-370-3987.
Now, impact traffic.
Yeah, not too bad on the drive. There's one accident. It's going to be an inconvenience more than anything on the Boulder Turnpike westbound.
I know.
The
I know
exit
it.
to Federal's closed. It's a rollover. You can get off of Pecos to work around that. No impact right now on US 36. Pena's running slightly heavy coming out of the airport. There was an accident on Chambers at I-70. 270 looks pretty good. I-25. Across the city, speeds are pretty much on the high side. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
I'm sorry.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
As soon as we're done.
Hi, I'm Kyle from Blindster. I started Blindster in my garage back in 2010. Since then, we've sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters nationwide. Our blinds are DIY friendly, guaranteed to fit, and always cheaper than big box stores. Blindster.com.
Hey, let's talk about the extreme clean tune and check for $39. Listen, you know what's the difference between Fix-It-Is and other companies that do these? The other companies don't do much. They call them blow and goes. That's right. They just take a blower and they clean out the cabinet. What Fix-It does is they literally take apart your furnace. They clean every nook and cranny. And then they adjust and tune it for a no breakdown guarantee. That's what they call a refurbishment. Just $39 for new customers. Why? Because they want to impress you with a couple hours of what they spend there, and they hope you call them when you have a problem. HVAC, they do heating, cooling, electric drains. FixMyHome.com. Book now. Hey, if you're looking for a solar system, you might say, wait a minute, Tom. Why would I look for a solar system? Because there are no more government incentives. Yes, there are. When it comes to commercial systems, there are plenty of incentives. In fact, they'll pay 70% for your commercial system. And Alliance Roof and Solar can help you apply for those credits, and they can help you by showing you how to sell it back to end users, the power to make positive cash flow. Talk to Alliance Roof and Solar about your commercial solar system. 303-704-2449.
Thank you. Yeah, I can't sit through that, the talking and the clapping and the stuff.
Yeah, he pretty much made a baller move by the Democrats.
The stand up, brilliant.
Oh, I'm glad that worked out for Janelle.
I know it. My gosh, that's an amazing story. And I think it has something to do with you calling too, Bo. Seriously. I really do. I think that the fact that you were calling on it. Don't you think, Bo?
Sorry, I wasn't potted up, as you guys said.
Don't you think it has something to do with you calling too?
I made 5 calls to him and bitched about it.
Yeah, of course that has something to do with it. Of course it did.
And then I got Tom involved. Tom was in the studio, and he made a call to her.
Tom's a great guy, man. He's such a good guy.
Yeah, he said that place was totally screwing her around.
Tom whom?
Tom, what's his name again? Wait. Tom.
One Hand Automotive.
It's an Italian name. Tom Maggiano. Tom Maggiano, right? Maggio. Tom Maggio, that's right.
What is it, 2 hands or 1 hand automotive? Can't remember.
It's just hands-on automotive.
Oh, that's good. That's a good one to remember.
So my question, are they really thinking about legalizing prostitution?
Yes, they are, and it's pissing me off.
Well, you see what I wrote on the chat box?
What? No. What'd you say, Doc?
I said, if they pass the prostitution bill, I'm going back in business because all these new hoes are going to need it. And they probably don't have insurance. It'll be a cash business. I'll be rolling in dough after a year.
Okay. Doc, that's funny. That is.
I'm with you.
He's going to call it hose on the goes.
Hose on the, I like it.
Oh.
You poke them, we slab them. Good, I can delete that file.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness gracious. We have so much going on. I got a lot to talk about today.
I'm glad you came over to the Casa del Martino, Doc.
Well, you know, he was getting lonely. I didn't want him to go into a, have a breakdown because he was lonely.
Well, you should go.
Not even a cat to keep him company.
Well, you should go over tomorrow. Because I think the car guys are coming here. It's up to you. I'm going to go over to Tom's on Monday.
Okay.
Unless you want to.
Well, I have room here, and I literally, people don't believe it, but I have room for 3 because I have another mic I can pull out, and I put a chair on the other side of that. But comfortably, I have room for 2 guests.
Yeah. 3's a little bit of a crowd over there.
What's wrong with Princess?
She just doesn't come down unless she hears Dimitri.
Princess doesn't like me, Kelly.
Or me.
I'm allergic to cats, and Princess probably knows it.
Bit of a pussy magnet there, Don.
Pussy magnet.
Sorry. That was inappropriate. Here we go.
On the free iHeartRadio app today.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, and I hope you're having a good time today, and I want you to call if you have a problem, question, or complaint of any kind. We're talking about a lot of stuff today, and I did want to bring up some stuff. Hold on a second. Let me get it. Okay. This is something I just wanted to note that I found very, very, very enlightening. I'm not so sure how much forensic scientists should disclose anyway when it comes to this, but in the Nancy Guthrie case, which just has me fascinated, and I don't mean that like I shouldn't say fascinating. It's tragic. It's heartbreaking. But what I don't understand is the motive, because if they were going to do it for money, they really would do a ransom demand, unless they did and they're not telling us. Because the ones that went to TMZ, they were just scams. Okay, those people didn't have her. That was just a scam. So why did they take her? If they wanted to punish, they said, that Savannah was doing stuff about Epstein Island and it was to silence her. But wouldn't they have said that? You bet, if you publish that interview or those interviews, we're going to kill your mom. I mean, there were no threats that we know of, no demands. So what's the motive for taking an 84-year-old woman? And
ransom would be the only thing I can think of.
Or to try to get back at Savannah for something. But they would let her know. That wasn't why I brought this up, but I just wanted to say that. Go ahead, Bo. What were you going to say?
Well, I think there was a ransom, but when the kidnapper came in, there was a struggle, and she was probably killed on site, so they had no way to collect ransom because they wanted proof that she was alive. Similar to the Adolf
I don't
Kurz
think that ransom was real. They don't think that ransom was real.
I think one ransom was tendered. They're not saying a lot about the case.
And if she was killed, you mean killed at the house before they took her? Then they would have just left her there.
She put up a fight. And
why didn't they just leave? Why wouldn't they just leave her there?
Well, maybe she was limping or something. Maybe she wasn't.
Now, here's why I brought this whole thing up. I brought this whole thing up because there are people called they're called digital forensic experts. Digital forensic experts. Honest to God, can you imagine that job? That'll be lonelier than the repairman. What's a Maytag repairman? So anyway, what does a digital forensic expert do? What do? They look at footprints. So listen to this. This is fascinating. They're looking at digital footprints for phones in that area, but not just phones in the area, but they figure people turned off their phone before they did the dastardly deed and then turned it on again when they were done. So they're looking for a pattern of phones turning off near her home and turning back on again near her home. So in other words, and for that time period. So they're going back to the time period when they believe she was taken, and they are looking at what phones were turned off just before that. That's ingenious. Think about this. So they're looking at nearby cells and that cell, and they're trying to coordinate the time and say if a phone was turned off before and turned on after, there's a good chance that that person with that phone might have been the perpetrator. I think it's fascinating.
It's brilliant also.
Yeah, it's Celebrate Digital Forensics doing that research. Anyway, we got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
You know who's listening to the radio?
So freaking fascinating.
It's also, you know what they use it for? If you get a ticket for being on the phone while you're driving, they can go back and prove that
you killed somebody, maybe even
prove your phone was off.
Oh, my thing was dropped off. What great timing! You're sure you don't want any?
I'm positive,
because I got extra just in case.
Extra?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
What the hell is that? Doc, are you there, or did you go upstairs? Doc Manfree.
Tom went up to get something to eat.
Well, good. I wanted to talk to you. So didn't you read the chat yesterday? I sent you a chat stating I had one of those cranberry biscuits hidden behind the printer.
Oh, I didn't check it out. I usually don't turn it on Tuesdays.
Oh, you don't?
No.
It's Tuesday, the anti-YouTube chat day?
Yep.
Okay, well, YouTubers will have to remember that. I hid it for you because I didn't want Chopper or Dollar to get a hold of it, because those guys will freaking eat anything. Well, it's still there if you come in tomorrow, Monday. It's behind a black printer.
All right, I'll look for it.
Do you like Reuben sandwiches, Doc?
If they're made properly, I do. Why?
Would you say I wasn't turned up?
Oh, I said, yeah, I do, if they're made properly.
Well, Dollar and I are going to this 303 pub over by the Park Meadows. They're supposed to have the best Reuben sandwiches in the state.
Oh, well, you have to give me a review.
I mean, yeah, they had the restaurant show guy over there Saturday.
Oh,
They're
really?
Giving them out for half price. And I guess if someone that worked at KOA bought the restaurant, it used to be the Brewery Bar 3.
Wow.
So I'm gonna leave back. I'm gonna leave here about 12:45 and meet him over at 1. And
all right, I'll tell Tom.
Why? Because I want that Reuben sandwich. Oh, why? I'm glad I didn't get the Social Security lady call. I was just going to transfer that one over to Chopper.
No, I would have taken it.
Maybe you should have taken it. I was out the left field.
All she has to do is go down in person. People don't do that anymore, especially Social Security. If you go down there face to face, make an appointment, most of the time they will be able to help you out.
But I don't see him.
Doc, that's 99% of the problem with these calls we get.
I know.
They want to hide behind a keyboard, and they want to send an email, and if they would just physically go to the place of business and have a conversation, half this stuff would get solved.
Absolutely.
Seems like they want us to do it. Like this lady in her water damage case. She just needs to go to the restoration company and have a conversation with them.
Right. I agree.
Instead of hiring lawyers and I've learned it, just sit there in their office and wait for them to come out and talk to you.
But that takes effort.
Yeah, you got to get in a car and drive over.
Right.
That's what I did with my Champion window case. Look, I just got pissed off. I just drove out the road and sat in the office till someone would come out and talk to me. And they don't want you in their office. They don't want you in their business. They do anything to get you out. Crucifix.
Who did you order from?
Chick-fil-A. I got so much chicken strips.
No.
They're delicious.
And do they? Because I didn't see you go up there. They just drop it off, no tip or anything, or you include that when you order. Oh, okay.
Did he get a frozen lemonade?
You know what? Here's the thing.
Yes.
I ordered it and it did not come. But here's the other thing. 20 pieces came. And I ordered
20.
4.
Wow.
I'm coming over.
20 pieces came, 20 of them. I'm saving them in a Tupperware. I mean, they're delicious, but 20 pieces, 2 10s.
Wow.
They got. I think I got someone else's order because I would have had 4 and the lemonade.
Someone's going to get screwed, and they're going to end up
right.
with
So
4.
Someone's going to end up with 4 pieces and a lemonade, and they wanted 20.
I'm going to sneak some in my pocket on the way out, Bo.
No, man, you can take as much as you want.
Is that right?
Really,
or wrong?
Doc,
Join me
if you want some.
Turn on your speaker.
Dark, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, and I welcome you to the show. What is going on? I got Deputy Bo back at the main studio, and I got Deputy Doc here with me at my studio. What's going on in your life, and how can we help you? You know, we got, let me see, we got a lot to talk about that when we've had some things that really bother me. One of the things, you can't sign a contract with people and not have a price. You cannot do it, especially when it comes to a loss mitigation company. That industry in general sucks. And I wanted to know if she was taken advantage of. She called in and said she had a small dishwasher leak. So what happened? She said it went down into the basement, and she got back from vacation after signing a contract with Pure Restore, and she's being billed more than 35 grand. The insurance will only pay 78. I said there's two possibilities. One, your insurance company is screwing you, and it really is 35 grand. Another is that it's possible 35 grand is way too much and you were gouged. It's possible. It didn't sound like it to me, but Mark Szymanski from Genesis Total Exteriors.com, he came out and said it sounds very high to him. She said, I believe she said she had 5 other contractors who looked at it and all agreed and wrote reports. I'd like to see those reports. Deputy Bo was looking into this, and I asked him to call over to Pure Restore just to get a comment. Did you call Pure Restore?
No, I didn't, because the caller, Jen Lou, told me not to. She was afraid of us making contact for fear of some sort of retaliation.
Well,
so
it was done in November of 2025, which means that I don't even know if they can even put a lien on the property anymore. Hold on. When did the work complete? Because they only have 4 months.
I think it was in November of 2025.
That's when the leak happened. So yeah. But when did it complete? Like, let's say it took a month. Okay. So December, let's just take the whole month of December, January, February, March, April. They have until the end of April to file a lien.
They do. I think they're within their lien rights.
4 months from the time work completed.
Well, so here, let me give you the...
I don't think work completed in November. I think that's when it started. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Okay. So she said she had 4 other contractors come out and write report. Okay, 5. So I asked her, I said, since you don't want me to call the restoration company, I'll come out, but I want to read these reports. I want you to email them to us and also the contract. And then she went on to say, well, I had 4 other neighbors use this company, and they're having issues with this allegedly with Pure Restoration too. So I said, well, have these neighbors call into the radio show so we can get a tracking of what's going on.
Of course.
And then she says, well, I don't know. They're shy. I don't know if they'll call in. And I said, okay, well, then at least get me the reports. And then she kind of backpedaled a little bit, Tom. She says, well, I'm going to have to consult with my attorney.
Yeah, well, then
in order for you to see these 5 reports.
Then forget it. Then let's just mark it done. I mean, I'm not, look at the reason she called us is she wanted help. Now she says she has to consult her attorney before she lets us look at stuff. Come on.
I was willing to, Tom, if she lives out in the area, I was willing to go out there and take a look, but I wanted to look at the reports first.
Yeah, don't bother.
What did she think we were going to do that her attorney,
I don't know.
Attorney would not let us look at the...
I don't know. Why wouldn't?
It's in my opinion, she does not have the reports.
That's right. My opinion, too. I don't think she had 5 people look at it and give her reports.
And they may have done a good job because a dishwasher leak, if it runs for a couple of days, that's 40 pounds pressure of water running. That's like a wash machine. I think it could very well cause $30,000 worth of damage.
Okay, they tore out cabinets and stuff.
Would he keep... Well, I have a question. If you put a load in a dishwasher, and would it keep leaking, or would it just be that one dishwasher cycle?
It's just that cycle, probably.
Yeah, I mean,
unless it was happening over time, and it could have been happening over time, and then they just happened to notice it. That would have been really bad. So we don't know. She said it was. She said it was a small leak.
Well, I don't know. A dishwasher's
maybe it was maybe it's just a small dishwasher.
Okay. Well,
anyway,
I guess I won't know because I'm not going out there without looking at
somebody wanted clarification on Beverly's call too. One of my texters said, what do you mean by retroactive pay?
That was my question too, Tom.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to tell you this. let's say you apply for Social Security disability today, and it's granted 3 years from now, because sometimes it takes that long to fight, or 4 years from now, or 5 years from now. From the day it's granted, they go back in time to when you applied, and you get full compensation for that time they should have been paying.
Tom, it's what I said before. She was confusing pay with payment. What the texter thought and what I thought was that she was talking about retroactive pay, that she was disabled at point A and that she was working for 5 years, and so they should have given her pay for 5 years.
I don't know what you're talking about. No, I really don't. I'm confused because she was disabled in 2002. She was granted disability in 2007. That would have meant that 5 years they have to pay her in a lump sum plus resume regular disability payments or start regular disability payments from that time forward.
Exactly. But she was using the word pay instead of payment.
Yeah, I understand.
That's the confusion.
But here's the bottom line. She said she never got paid the retroactivity, but she did. She just didn't like the way it was paid because they paid her attorney $6,000, I think she said.
And she got 20, and
yeah, she got her money.
Right.
I think she was upset with the way it was distributed. Also, we got a call from Janelle, a follow-up, and she said she had she has a 2016 Toyota Tacoma. She took it to Stapp Interstate Toyota, and they said she had a bad valve, and it was going to be $8,000. First, they told her an engine. Then they told her a bad valve, $8,000. She says, wait a minute, I'm going to get a second opinion from Hands On Auto Tech. Then they said, you know what? It was a fuel line. Since we are the ones that damaged it, we're going to fix it for free. And they fixed it for free. And now she said she's never had another problem with the truck. But here's something that I find odd about that call. She took it in there to begin with for a problem. And the problem couldn't have been the fuel leak that they caused because they caused it. So why did she take it in to begin with? That's one part of the story that doesn't make sense to me. What did she take it in for in the beginning?
I can tell you, Tom, she had a misfiring number 3 cylinder.
Okay, so that misfiring was never repaired.
Apparently not.
And if and they can't say the original problem was the fuel line we damaged, because they didn't see the truck until after she brought it in for a problem.
Is there any way that a fuel line could cause that?
Well, even if it did, they said they caused it. So if they caused it, how do they cause it? Did they go to her house and put it? I mean,
I see what you're saying, right?
She came in with a problem. So what problem did she come in for? It was for a misfire. And if she came in for a misfire, whatever happened to that problem?
Well, that was my question. Could a leaky fuel line cause a misfire?
Yes.
Okay, well, if they fixed the fuel line and then turned on the engine and it went away, that makes sense.
But they said they caused it.
They caused the fuel line. They didn't cause the knock.
But the fuel line they didn't mess with until she brought it in, Doc. So, yeah, it can cause the problem, but they didn't cause the problem before she brought it in. She brought it in with a problem. And they said, oh, it's something we did. How can it be something they did when she brought it in with that problem? That's what I'm getting at. How can it be? I think whatever it was, they fixed it because they felt bad about it. That's what I think. The more I think about this, it just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me at all. 303-713-8255. By the way, I want to thank DoorDash for giving me twice the amount of food or 3 times the amount of food that I ordered, but they didn't bring my frozen lemonade. That wasn't Chick-fil-A. That was DoorDash. And so somebody is getting a smaller portion that was supposed to go to me, and I got theirs. All right, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Somebody said, this is why they buy burner phones, so they can't be traced. They wrote to me in response to this Nancy Guthrie thing, where a digital, what they call forensic expert said, if she, let's just say, what do they say, about 2:40 a.m.? So what they're going to do is they're going to go to those surrounding cells to see if anyone turned off their phone like at 2 or just before 2, and then turn it back on at around 3. So that window of opportunity, if someone was smart enough to turn off their phone, they're going to track the phones that were turned on, were turned off, and then back on again in that area. Because they figure not many people in that area, it's not that densely populated. So there's not going to be that many people who turn off their phone and then turn it back on again in that window. So that's ingenious. But this person said they can't trace it if it's a burner phone. I'm not sure that's true. I know they can trace the phone, but maybe they can't hook it to you.
Maybe they used, if they were really smart, they'd use 2 different burner phones.
One before and one after.
Yeah.
That's true. But if they pick up a digital footprint of a burner phone, let's say they do, what can they go to can they tell where that phone was purchased? And can they go and find out who bought it? If they bought it on a credit card, maybe. I think
wouldn't they have to know the serial number of the burner phone?
I think that would be too difficult with a burner phone to trace it. And that's why this person said that's why they only use burner phones. They don't want to be traced. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Give us a call if you have a problem, question, or complaint. You can also call 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. Waterpros.net, the best water systems, the lowest prices. $1,100 for reverse osmosis. Get this. $1,100. You get all the drinking water, the pure drinking water you want. Never buy bottled water again. 303, and by the way, not only is it great water, but it's the best price ever. 303-862-5554.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, low sex drive, and it makes it really hard to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body is very important to our overall health and well-being. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if some or all of these symptoms sound like you, we can likely help you be done with low T. We can also help you lose weight, support your metabolism, improve your gains in the gym, and more with our new targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more. Our low T protocols, applied in conjunction with our body composition plans, will help most men see real improvements, true weight loss, higher energy, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and a renewed sex drive as well. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Future therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Windows, siding, doors, and more. K&H has what you're looking for. We all knew that, right? Great Alpine siding, wonderful windows, and they have K&H painting pros as well. They can do painting now. But one thing I didn't know until I talked to them the other day, they have beautiful enclosed patios you can use all year round. They're beautiful, maintenance-free, and they're called Structure, STRUXURE, Structure with an X, okay? Now, go to info.structure.com or structure.com. It's amazing how beautiful these things are. K&H is the only one around who has these patios, and they're far better than the competition. And I know you hear them advertised all the time, but trust me when I tell you that K&H are the real champions. 303-421-7100, 303-421-7100, khwindows.com. Get it? Did you get that? A little nuance there. K&H is the real champion. Anybody get that?
You mean with the champion windows?
I said
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Do it again.
Of course you weren't.
Encore.
I just listened for silence. Then I hit it. No, it's time to hit a button.
Damn, that's nice.
Hey, Tom, who are you recommending for carpet cleaning these days?
Oh, you know what? I mean, Zero Res is a pretty good company. They are. I mean, they're very expensive, but there's a bonnet company that does this electrostatic cleaning and
Clean Pros, Tom.
Yeah, they're
Richard,
really.
Doc, I used Clean Pros.
They did a great job.
4 months ago. Yeah, Mark referred him, and he's a nice guy. He did it all himself. It was half the price.
Okay, Clean Pros.
Yeah, his name's Richard.
Okay,
and he's the owner, and he does it himself. He doesn't send subs or.
Okay, I'll give him a call.
I'll text it to you when I get this afternoon. I'm leaving in 10 minutes. I'm going to go meet Dollar for a Reuben sandwich.
You're leaving when?
About 10 minutes.
Okay.
I've been looking forward to this all week.
A Reuben sandwich all week? You don't get out much.
Be the best. I don't get. I know there's no Reuben places where I'm at. I love a good Reuben. I might give Doc a Reuben report.
You know, I had one the other day at Arby's, and
Arby's.
Well, yeah, I needed a quick bite, and I was really disappointed because they used turkey instead of beef in the Reuben, and it's got to be corned beef, not turkey corn or whatever you want to call it.
Did they use turkey and dip it in red dye number 2, Doc?
They might have. I don't know. I was afraid to look.
Well, some guy from the station bought this restaurant. It's 303 something, where the Brewery Bar 3 used to be.
Oh, yeah?
I think Shannon knows the guy, but I can't remember his name. I'll find out today.
What time is my frickin' meeting?
12:25.
I'm at my meeting today.
Oh. And Tom, Clean Pros is on the referral list.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay.
I just didn't know their name. I knew the system.
They're very good. I was really impressed with them.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
Hello, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the show. Okay, so we have a survey of bank satisfaction, while at the same time, we have a survey about credit card debt. It goes hand in hand. First and foremost, many of these banks issue credit cards. The credit cards are cutting back on spiffs and rewards, okay? A lot of them are, especially the ones that don't have a fee. But credit debt, it's hard to believe, is $1.2 trillion. $1.2 trillion. People really can't get a handle on that. So, in any case, what credit cards are doing, they're cutting back on all of the benefits. For example, you used to get collision damage waivers. Many of those are going away. Purchase insurance. When you purchase something, I didn't even know this. A lot of things when you purchase on a credit card, you get a warranty from the credit card on it. See, a lot of these, I don't even avail myself. A lot of people do, but I don't. How about automatic, on some of the cards, trip insurance? If you pay with a credit card, you can get insurance. This is not something you apply for. This is automatic. 24/7 travel assistance is another one. Roadside dispatch. Did you even know that a credit card offers that? They even have lost luggage insurance, some of them, and travel delay insurance. We've had people call this. I'll bet you we've had people call me on this show about luggage, about travel, missing travel, delays, no travel insurance, and they would have been covered by their credit card, but they didn't even know about it. And especially roadside assistance. Most of them have some form of roadside assistance. Did you know that? I didn't know. I have no idea.
Is it so if your car breaks down, does it have to be a car that you rented with the card or just any
No,
time?
this is your personal car.
So anytime your car breaks down, you can get roadside assistance?
That's what it's saying.
Wow.
Well, actually, here's the thing. They're doing away with a lot of it. So right now, if it's important to you, you better check, because as they're sending out new cards and new agreements, they're cutting back on some of these benefits. But I didn't even realize, did you know, first of all, did you know about the travel insurance? I didn't know about that. Some of them have cash back. I knew that. That's about the only one I knew about. And then some have rental car insurance. Yeah, you don't have to carry their insurance, and you don't have to use your own insurance when you rent a car.
Wow.
Yeah.
That must be like American Express Platinum.
No, these are regular cards.
That's
a lot of these with travel insurance are just regular cards, and they're doing away with a lot of the benefits. Again, not all of them. Some of them are keeping the benefits, but it's really probably wise to check your benefits on the card you have before buying stuff and being redundant. I mean,
Hey, Tom?
Yeah.
Hey, I think we have a very interesting follow-up you want to take. Mike Robinson from Smith.
Oh my
is
God!
on
Can
with
he
Barbara.
can he hold, and I'll take it right after the break because I want to give him time. Okay, Mike Robinson, Smith's Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Electric, and Drains. They went out and looked at Barbara's house, and I'll tell you why. Barbara was quoted $30,000 for something, $30,000 by WireNut, and we want to know what the real situation is. We trust Smith, so we asked Mike Robinson to send one of his experts out. We'll have that report coming right up.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, impact traffic.
We've got one crash in the tech center northbound. It's going to be up towards Bellevue. Looks like the right lane's blocked, and it's actually pretty slow from Arapahoe coming up. A little slow and go there, kind of push left, certainly to get around it. It opens up from that point, heading into downtown. I-25 from 6th up towards Spears, a little sluggish. 270 west up through Vasquez. Construction, it looks like, on Santa Fe at Mississippi still causing some delays. And watch for the lights possibly malfunctioning in Lakewood at Wadsworth and Mississippi. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle from Blindster. I started Blindster in my garage back in 2010. Since then, we've sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters nationwide. Our blinds are DIY friendly, guaranteed to fit, and always cheaper than big box stores. Blindster.com.
Joe Lazar is a criminal defense attorney. He does business this way. He'll give you free initial consultations up front, and then he'll quote you a flat rate for your entire case. He's the only one that does that. Lazzara, LazzaraLegal.com, 303-429-6200. You know, Gravina's has the greatest windows. That's their saying. I love that saying. Larry used to say that. By the way, Nick took over for Larry. It's been a family affair since the granddad opened up. 950 West Evans, Gravina's. They have, listen to this, 50 lines of windows. Man, when you call them for windows, you're going to get one that is right for you, whether it's your dream house, your fix and flip, or your rental. Gravina's has what you want, and they also have great siding choices and doors. That's Gravina's. Great prices on our referral list for 25 years. 303 Gravina. 303 Gravina or gravinas.com. Let me get her. What was that woman's name? Damn it. Barbara. I can't believe I have a pile of chicken I put in the refrigerator. I mean, I have so much chicken. Somebody, they obviously got the order wrong.
Is OJ still living here?
Yeah.
Was she a vegan?
No, she's not.
So, you know, we were talking about what's what I'm trying to think of. Why you were chosen to be one of the 3%.
Yeah.
And if it's predetermined or something.
I said, is there a meaning to it? I don't.
A meaning to it. I don't know. I mean, the same thing with me. I mean,
I don't.
It was like one in 1,000. Not even. It was only the third case in history they could find with my particular kind of liver cancer.
That didn't come back.
Well, I mean, it was 1995, so it hasn't.
Right.
You know, it hasn't come back in 40 years.
Right. Did you get screened afterwards for quite a bit?
There was a tumor marker. It's called AFP. It's supposed to be between 5 and 10. Mine was 26,000. After surgery, it was 7, and it's never gone above 7 since 1995.
But they didn't do imaging.
So I don't attribute any meaning to it. I think it's just
you
roll the dice and see what happens.
It's fucking amazing, though, Doc. It's amazing. When I was told I had pancreatic cancer, I was thinking I'm gonna be dead. I mean,
I had the same feeling. It hits you like the cold towel in the face. But, you know, my main feeling when I was diagnosed, I was so angry.
Yeah, I know you said
that. I wouldn't see Eric grow up. That it kind of pushed the fear of dying out of my system, and I was just filled with the rage about, you know, the universe.
Right. No, I get what you're saying.
They have seen my son grow up.
Right.
How's your son doing, by the way?
He's doing good at school.
Where's he at again?
He's at GCU. Grant.
for 15% off. EuroPlumbingColorado.com has the lowest prices guaranteed.
630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hello, Tom Martino here with you on the radio and online. If you're watching or listening from your device or you downloaded the show, welcome. Remember, on a downloaded device, if you're listening or a downloaded show, if you're listening when we're not live, you can always get on the show by calling 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. Mike Robinson, one of the owners, his wife's really the owner, that's what he says, and Mike and Eva. And anyway, they have Smith Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Electric, and Drains. We really trust them. They're a great company down in Colorado Springs. So we asked Mike if he would do us a favor. And the reason is this. Barbara had some light fixtures sparking, and Wire Nut told her whole house was wired wrong. And it was built in 2004, by the way, long after they stopped using aluminum wire. And we don't know why they told her that. And maybe she does need her house rewired. But they said whatever to fix what she had would cost $30,000. And I don't have any idea what they were proposing to do for $30,000. So we asked Smith to do us a favor and go out and look. Mike, welcome to the show. What's happening?
Hey, Tom. Thanks for having me on.
Yes.
So, we called Barbara, set up an appointment. I had my actual electrical manager. My manager of the department is who's also a master electrician, 22 years. And I said, look, by the way, Barbara's 91 years old.
Oh, man. God bless her.
So, so we went over and looked at everything. Panel, breakers, breaker connections, bus. We tested polarity in every single outlet in the house. We pulled a couple plates off, made sure the wire size was correct for the breaker. So we spent, maybe a good hour and a half or so.
Yeah.
They're really making sure that everything was good.
An electrical inspection. And I imagine you checked the panel.
Yeah. We looked at the panel, made sure all the breakers matched. There was no loose breakers. There was no, obvious sparking that had occurred. So any blackness around the breakers or wires. So we do that, by the way. That's a free service we offer for our service agreement customers once a year. We'll go out and do a full electrical inspection for them and even change out a receptacle or a light switch for free during the inspection. So we do that, and he went over and did it, and Tom, we couldn't find anything wrong.
Oh my God. Did she have any kind of an invoice or a proposal from them that you could look at or not?
We did not receive one. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think she has email, and normally they'll email that out. So
I wonder if she was mistaken. I'm just wondering because it just seems to me to be outrageous that. And I don't know. Like I said, I would hate to believe that they just out and out were going to rip her off. I don't know. I mean,
well, they're a competitor of ours in town, but I don't think for a minute that they would try something like that on a 91-year-old. Every company sometimes has a rogue technician.
Yeah.
Who's, but they've been around a long time. They're an expensive option, but I've never seen poor quality work by them, and they certainly haven't been around as long as they have by doing things that
sure.
feel are
no, I appreciate it.
And
But Mike, one thing I want to ask, I was told they were lead aggregators. They just basically, they're not a real company, but they are a marketing group. I don't know if that to be true or not. I mean, that's what I was told.
No, they they do a lot of their own work, their own installs for HVAC. They're certainly a very strong electrical company. That's what they cut their teeth on. But again, it could be a misunderstanding. I didn't see that. I'll ask Barbara if she has one to send it to me. It could have been a misunderstanding. She didn't hear it properly.
Right.
But the bottom line is, from a safety perspective,
That's
we wanted
good.
to make sure that
That's good.
there was nothing there, and there really wasn't.
That's great.
We did a very, very thorough inspection, and she's in good shape. I think what the problem with the lights were, they just, sometimes if they got a handyman, they put it up, they crossed the wire and they didn't install it properly. But as far as her wiring, her home, or her outlets, her light switches, her panel, everything looked good.
Good. Mike,
there was nothing that we saw.
I appreciate that so much. Thank you very much for the update. What's that?
When there are guys like Mike around who not only do a good job, but don't denigrate the competition.
Right.
Why do people hire hacks when there are people like Mark around?
Or Mike.
I'm sorry. Mike around that do a legitimate, excellent job.
Well, that's why they're growing. They're growing like crazy. How far north do you come now, Mike?
Yeah, we go all the way down to Castle Rock.
Yep. Down to Pueblo, right? Castle Rock to Pueblo?
Yep, all the way actually to Canyon City.
Oh my
we
gosh!
Go all the way to Canyon City to Castle Rock.
All right.
And we're doing more and more business in Castle Rock. We've probably doubled our business in that market in the last 12 months.
Well, thank you, Mike. We appreciate it. Mike Robinson, one of the owners at Smith Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Electric, and Drains. And their website is smithpinktrucks.com, smithpinktrucks.com, 719-392-4269. We certainly appreciate that, Mike. We really do. We have more coming right up.
Now, impact traffic.
Yeah, we've got one crash in the tech center northbound. It's going to be up towards Bellevue. Looks like the right lane's blocked, and it's actually pretty slow from Arapahoe coming up. A little slow and go there, kind of push left, certainly to get around it. It opens up from that point, heading into downtown. I-25 from 6th up towards Spears, a little sluggish. 270 west up through Vasquez. Construction, it looks like, on Santa Fe at Mississippi still causing some delays. And watch for the lights possibly malfunctioning in Lakewood at Wadsworth and Mississippi. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle from Blindster. I started Blindster in my garage back in 2010. Since then, we've sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters nationwide. Our blinds are DIY friendly, guaranteed to fit, and always cheaper than big box stores. Blindster.com.
Sheridan Auto Check is a great company. We love Uncle Kevin and his team. They treat you like family, hence the moniker Uncle Kevin. Hey, they'll do pre-buy inspections on used cars for $120. You get a couple of hours. They go through the entire car and let you know what you're getting. Also, they do regular maintenance and repairs, including electrical issues, which can be stubborn. Get it? I take my car there rather than a dealer. I save a ton of money. You can too. SheridanAutotech.com. That's SheridanAutotech.com. 303-455-7242. Hey, if you're thinking about being a landlord, don't ever do it right now in Denver, Colorado, one of the worst markets in the country to be a landlord. In fact, Colorado's getting to be that way because of the laws. But Vestera Turnkey, they search the country for great markets where you can be a landlord. And then they help you find a home there. They're buyer brokers. And then they help you even with the management of that home for renting. And they help you even with issues that might come up from time to time. They hold your hand through the whole process and then help you sell in 2 to 3 years for a profit. VesteraTurnkey.com. Call for more information. 303-888-3788.
This is the dumbest thing I ever did, Tom. My friend told me why this.
I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino, and I've seen the wrong way to sell precious metals, tangled necklaces, mismatched earrings, broken watches, coins. The wrong way is not knowing who you can trust. That's why I recommend David Ellis Jewelry on 3rd and Clayton. He'll weigh it and pay it. He'll even buy your fine jewelry and diamonds. I've known him 40 years. It's time you get to know him. 2640 East 3rd Avenue. That's 3rd and Clayton. 303-322-8779. 322-8779. When you need home repairs, don't let it ruin your day. There's no need to worry, 'cause life's on the way. For heating and cooling, for plumbing too. Electrical problems, we'll fix it for you. Plumline, the name you can trust. Plumline, you can count on us. Service at home, service at heart. Plumline Services. Caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? HopSkip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with HopSkip Drive's welcome commission, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a HopSkip Drive care driver. Just text DRIVE to 323232 to get started right now. HopSkip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text DRIVE to 323232 right now. Text DRIVE to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during HopSkip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's DRIVE to 323232. Text DRIVE to 323232 now.
This is Jim. Hello. Jim started advertising with iHeartRadio way back in April. And now
I have customers out the door.
And this is Sarah.
Hi.
She started putting a portion of her marketing dollars in podcasting back in June.
Business is booming. That's why I'm working on a Saturday.
Want to be like Jim and Sarah? It's easy. All you have to do is own or manage a business and reach out to iHeart. Get started today at 844-844-iHeart or iHeartAdvertising.com.
Your entire sports feed all in one place with iHeartRadio. From the pursuit of gold, golden goal, to the bracket busting in March.
You think you know what's going to happen, but it never goes as scripted.
From the first pitch in spring training,
Old Tommy tees off,
to the dreams of the NFL draft.
Who's the first pick?
You're one tap away. Open the iHeart app and stream your local station. Catch the latest on Fox Sports Radio or dive into the world's biggest sports podcasts. Search sports on iHeartRadio and lock in.
Hey, Joe Paxton up. Mayorman Downey called it a snowball fight. No big deal. Well, somebody's been arrested now for pelting police with snowballs, injuring some of them. As Minnesota's about to lose a lot. Funding because of the fraud there and more on the Joe Pag Show. Tonight from 6 to 9 on 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome. Well, anyway, so we were talking about credit cards and banks and a bunch of stuff, and I wanted to tell you that this is pretty cool. The satisfaction rating, J.D. Power did a satisfaction rating of banks because we were talking about credit cards and issuers, and it's funny, but the banks that issue these cards also are ranked as banks themselves. But the number one, listen, this is amazing. Who do you think is the number one bank nationally for satisfaction? Who would you say if you had to guess, Doc?
Bank of America?
No, they're not bad. I hate Bank of America, by the way. Capital One is number one. And a close second, pretty close second, is U.S. Bank. Chase is third. Now, I agree with those three. I do. I've dealt with all of them, and I'm dealing with all of them. Capital One, U.S. Bank, and Chase. Number 4 is Bank of America. I don't like Bank of America, never did. Then there's one called Study Average. I don't know who they are, but I don't like them.
I got to.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I've had an account at First Bank since I came to Colorado in 1983, and I had the same account. I have never, in all these years, it's probably 40 something.
That's a state bank, yeah.
Never had a problem with First Bank ever.
First Bank is good. By the way, isn't First Bank now PNC?
Yeah, they just got bought out.
They're on the list. So it's Capital One, U.S. Bank, Chase, Bank of America, PNC, Citibank, Truist, TD Bank, and Wells Fargo. So those are I'm surprised to see Wells Fargo so far down the list. But Capital One, they are really on top. And they have a great service. One thing that I don't like with their credit cards, and I don't know why they do this, and I don't know if all credit cards do this, but if a charge shows up on there that you don't know or don't like, rather than just blocking the merchant, which they can do, they make you get a whole new card. And I think that sucks. Or if you have a dispute with a merchant, let's say you don't like the quality of the product. I always thought you could dispute the quality of a product with a credit card saying, I don't want to pay for it, but they make you do a whole new card. That to me is stupid because it takes a lot of time to switch over auto pays and all of that. But that's what they do. If you don't like a charge, like I got something, okay, I'm a sucker for these stupid ads that pop up during games. I have a lot of games and these pop-up ads. And I think I've been screwed 9 out of 10 times, and I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm just not going to do it. They advertise something as if it's the second coming, and when you get it, it's nothing like you thought. I thought I was getting this giant flashlight. Okay, they're $16 each, and they were LEDs, and they show these people out in the forest, and they light up the entire forest. Right. Or they show them. Have you seen those?
Absolutely.
And in a big warehouse,
yeah.
Or they put it down into the narrow gauge, and it looks like a spotlight in the sky. Okay, I've ordered them. I ordered 2 of them, and do you want to know when they came? They were pen lights. They were literally, they were about as big around as a double A battery and about as long as 3 AA batteries. That's the size. And they're pretty bright, but they're nothing like that. Commercial is such a freaking lie. It is such a lie. Here's the problem. There's no place to review those people. There's no place to take revenge on them. There's no place because they don't even have a name of a company. They just come from China somewhere. So there's no way to warn people about what a ripoff it is. Well, on this show I can. But if you ever see those commercials or those ads, I should say, and they show those flashlights that light up a forest, you see the person sitting there and they light up this whole freaking, really, if you've seen those, let me know. I'm not the only one. Don't buy them. They're the worst in the world. First of all, they hardly light up a room. Hardly. They're so small. They're powerful, but they're small. And it's absolutely ridiculous. The other one I didn't order, but I know it's ridiculous because they're showing video of a puppy and they call it a mechanical puppy.
Oh, right. I've seen those.
But they literally are showing a real dog. That's a real dog you're seeing on the video. And they say, so realistic, your friends will wonder when you got a dog. And they show you this stupid video. And I'm telling you, this video is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. On a texting note, someone said they fell for the flashlight too. By the way, Tom, I despise a lack of phones too. And humans, when I call a business, hand in hand with businesses not having phones, if they have an AI, 90% of the time, I need to speak to a person. It can take 10 minutes to get through. And anyway, he's just talking about his frustration. And someone else says, maybe they can't trace the owner or purchaser of a burner phone, but can they trace that particular phone if it pings somewhere else? Yes, they can. So they could probably go out on a search for that phone. And if you're stupid enough to still have it, then they probably can find you. But the whole idea of a burner phone is that they get rid of them, and that's why they call them burner phones. All right, stick around for another hour of the Troubleshooter Show.
Farmers and... That's why I never order anything online.
No, honest to God, I hate it. It's such a fucking ripoff.
I'm trying to remember. The only thing that I've ordered online are tickets, like airline tickets or theater tickets. I don't think I've ordered anything else online. I don't trust them. And after doing this show and the
God and
AARP stuff, I'm even less trusting. Oh, Tom, yeah. On Monday, you were talking about there's no proof that you made a deposit, right?
There's no verification.
Okay. Now, when I want to make a cash deposit and get a receipt,
that's not a verification. Even your receipt says it. Even your receipt says subject to verification.
Really? I'll take a look next time. I thought if you had a receipt from the bank,
the receipt says on it subject to verification.
Even when it's, how can it be when it's cash? It doesn't make sense.
What did you think about the State of the Union? You didn't?
I voted for Trump, and overall, I agree with him. But on certain matters, he just drives me crazy.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle from Blindster. I started Blindster in my garage back in 2010. Since then, we've sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters nationwide. Our blinds are DIY friendly, guaranteed to fit, and always cheaper than big box stores. Blindster.com.
Ravina's beautiful window siding and doors for every price point. The only window and siding company not pushing one or two product lines. They deal with 20 manufacturers with over 50 lines of windows, beautiful entry doors, and multiple brands of siding. And truly the foundation and heritage every company wants. If you're in the market for windows, doors, or siding, check out Bravinas.com. That's Bravinas.com.
Once active and adventurous, Stephanie from Parker, Colorado was sidelined by joint pain. She was losing touch with what gave her real joy.
I want to stay active, and if I don't do something now to feel better, that will keep me out hiking and running and doing all those activities, my health's going to suffer from it. I had the treatment at Fusion Kinetics.
They're all natural, regenerative treatments used the restorative biologics from Stephanie's body. As the healing properties went to work, Stephanie realized something one day.
I was like, wow, I don't feel any pain. I have no problem going up and down stairs. I have no problem going down mountains. Snoring felt good again.
If you see Stephanie on a mountain, give her a thumbs up. That is, if you can catch her.
And now I can totally keep up with my friends in their 30s, and I'm 55.
Don't even think about giving up. Lots of life to live here. Call now for a free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics 303-900-8986. That's 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986.
Zero risk, guaranteed growth at mymoney.myway.com.
Here's what's happening.
The state of our union is strong.
Check in on
These people are a place you should be ashamed of yourself. Yeah, please.
the TalkBack mic on our iHeartRadio app is just like your personal direct
line to us.
I have John on the line.
Just tap that little microphone
John on the line again.
while listening to Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hello, Tom Martino here. If you have a problem, question, or complaint, give us a call at 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Got Deputy Bo at the studio. Oh, no, he left, right? And then we got Deputy Doc here with me in my home studio. Let's talk to Gene. Welcome, Gene. 303-713-TALK will get you right through, 713-8255. What's going on, Gene? Gene, he's gone? Okay, Gene's gone. Anyway, I do have something. Hold on, let me get to it. All right. By the way, this is important. There's more and more QR stickers going over legit stickers, and people are scamming you, okay? Parking meters, they're the latest victim. Be sure when you scan something that you're scanning the real deal. Look for a sticker. Never, ever, ever use a QR code where there is a sticker, ever. It's got to be printed on the sign. Make sure. Okay, that is absolutely positively a must because they're happening all over the time. I mean, all over the place. Another thing, timeshare exit teams are. This is really, really terrible, and this is where you have to really be careful. Many of the timeshare exit. No, I shouldn't say many. Some of the timeshare exit teams, the ones who say they're going to get you out of timeshare, they are actually teaming up with guess who? Timeshare salespeople. So get this. The timeshare salespeople sell you a timeshare. They then turn your name over to the exit team. The exit team, if you want to get out of it, they have deals with the timeshare people to get you out. They split the fees going in, they split the fees going out. So let's say they say it's going to cost you $5,000 to get out. So now these people take your timeshare back and they split with the timeshare company the $5,000 or $6,000 or $7,000 or $8,000 to get out. Because a lot of people are paying $8,000 to get out of a timeshare. Some pay $12,000 to get out of it. And when they pay that, they split it with the timeshare people themselves. So timeshare exits, some of these people have affiliations. They are working together to screw you. That's how bad the industry is.
Well, we have one reputable firm.
Yes, the FinLaw Group.
Right.
They don't do crap like that at all. But beware, and I believe there's another one that's pretty legit. I forget the name of it. Wesley Financial, I think.
Yeah.
Wesley Financial. But there are not many good ones around. And beware of the ones that want money up front. That is an absolute no-no. But there's something else too. Beware of the ones that say they guarantee a settlement. Because listen to what this means. What they mean by their guarantee is that they present you with an offer. And then they say, if you turn down the offer, you still owe them the fee. Now, tell me what's wrong with that. I'll tell you what's wrong with that.
There's no limit on the offer.
Exactly. They say they guarantee to get you an offer to get out. And if you turn down the offer, they earn their fee. So the timeshare company, let's say, wants 20 grand for you to walk away. And you say to the timeshare exit team, the hell with that. I'll just continue making my timeshare payments. I'm not paying you 20 grand. Then they say, sorry, according to the contract, you owe us our fee. So beware of that. Please. Also, there's another thing you have to be aware of. The interest rates are outrageous. We were talking about credit card debt getting up to $1.2 trillion. And we're talking about banks taking away the benefits from credit cards. A lot of them are taking away benefits, and and interest rates have gone up. But there's another dastardly deed in the credit industry. It's buy here, pay later. Buy now, pay later. That's not a credit card. That is a buy now, pay later for groceries.
Like a layaway plan.
It's not layaway for groceries. No. They're buying groceries.
Right.
And they're paying later. So they're racking up these balances on groceries. They are also doing them for other things like clothing and stuff like that. So it's different than a credit card, but they're loans, and they are high in interest. Now, the reason people start using these many times is because their credit cards are maxed out. So it's a very dangerous thing to get involved with buy now, pay later. It's like a credit card, except you have to remember when to pay. You don't get regular bills. And if you need payments for groceries, then you got a problem. That means your spending is out of whack.
Hey,
but
Tom,
don't ever do the groceries on buy now, pay later. Yes. The interest rates make the food outrageously expensive. Yes.
What percentage of people do you think don't take out a HELOC when they have a credit card that's paying 28% and a second mortgage is maybe what, 8 or 9%?
Not even that. It's less than that. So
I'm saying, even if it's
here's what I'm getting at. Here's the problem. Here's the only problem with HELOCs. You will always get a HELOC, always, to save you money over a credit card.
Right.
Always, 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 always. And it's a wise move to take a HELOC to pay off credit if there's this really important. Here's what happens a lot of times. People use a HELOC to pay off a credit card, but then the credit cards are clean. And people feel like, because the payment on the HELOC is so much lower, then people feel like, oh, I have a clean credit card. And they start spending up the credit cards again. It is a trap. Now, and here's another mistake with a HELOC. If you turn credit card debt that you may have used for an appliance or clothing or a purse or something, or even going out to eat, it turns that credit card debt into a 30-year debt or a 15-year debt. Don't do that. The only way, as Deputy Doc suggested, you get a lower interest rate, the only time that makes sense is if you accelerate payments. Do not get a HELOC and have credit card debt paid off and then pay that balance that was credit card debt over a 15 or 20-year period. It's ridiculous. You'll end up paying more than you would have if you kept it on a credit card sometimes. So here's what you do. If you're going to use a HELOC to pay off a credit card, then pay that HELOC off in an accelerated fashion. Make double or triple principal payments. That's the only way to do it. But there's another way to do it too. There are some new credit cards giving 18 months no interest for transfers. What they're hoping for is that you're going to transfer your balances and keep your balances there after the 18 months are over. And then you're going to charge new stuff with them. So they're willing to take that gamble and give you 18 months no interest. However, that 18 months no interest with a credit card is an excellent opportunity for you to transfer balances if you can start paying them off in that 18 months. Because you don't have interest, you can pay them off pretty quick. But don't do it if you plan on just getting back into the cycle again. Yeah, it'll give you some relief. There's nothing wrong with that. But the whole idea, in my opinion, of transferring your balance of a credit card over to a no interest is to start paying off the principal. That's the whole thing.
You have to have a little. You have to have a little bit of financial. What's what I'm trying to do? Responsibility.
Yeah, of course you do. So if you want to do the no interest transfer, in fact, I found a really good one. I'll let you know after the break. I got to look it up. But here's the deal. If you do a no interest transfer, do it to start paying the principal off during that 18 months. That's a year and a half. But here is something very evil I want to tell you about. And we have documented cases. Some companies that offer a zero introductory rate want to keep you because after that introduction, their rates are outrageous. And to make sure that you stay with them, see, because a lot of people do this. They transfer a balance, and you can do this, by the way, unless they pull this evil. You transfer a balance for 18 months. On the 17th month, you transfer it to another one. And you keep transferring to no interest credit cards. If you keep doing that and paying on principal, you will get out of debt in a hurry. Now, did you hear what I just said? You go to an 18-month zero interest, start paying on the principal. If you're not done at the end of that 18 months, transfer it again to another low interest or zero interest credit card. But I have something to tell you that can keep you from doing that, okay? And it's evil. Gene, real quick, let's get started on your problem, and then I'll take a break. What's going on, Gene? Welcome. What's happening?
Oh, yeah. What I had is this little flood in my kitchen, and I was wondering, are you supposed to call the contractor first or the insurance agent?
Okay. First and foremost, did you call a restoration company to clean up the mess and to dry it out?
Oh, it's all dried out, yeah.
Good. Okay. You call your contractor first, in my opinion, because if you call your insurance company, but you want to have a contractor that will look at the damage. I would go to Genesis Total Exteriors. They're great people. And because they'll do inside too. What they'll do is they'll do a complete estimate and then make sure, because then you make sure you get what you need. For if you call the insurance company first, the adjuster is not going to tell you everything you need. A contractor will. And then the contractor, you'll take that contract when the adjuster comes and argue with the adjuster. And sometimes you need a public adjuster to help you because the insurance company is holding back. How bad is the leak?
Oh, it's not too bad. It was a faucet leak, and I had a concrete pour before. I haven't put any, going to fix it. So I see a little bulge in the wall, but I don't think it's that bad.
Well, I hope not. But why don't you call Genesis Total Exteriors?
Yeah, I'll do that. And by the way, before I forget it, I was thinking about buying one of them flashlights myself.
Oh my God! It's such a ripoff. I cannot believe what a ripoff it is. I mean, I
don't know how those.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I
don't know how those people get by with for false advertising.
Yeah, they're just cheating. And the one with the puppy is egregious. It's terrible. They are literally showing real puppies, saying these are mechanical dogs. We got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
If you flip through YouTube or Instagram or any of these,
here at the
90% of what you see
clinical and medical
is AI
professionals provide
or
unmatched
false.
care for
I know.
depression,
This is
trauma,
bullshit right
anxiety,
now. It's a
and
terrible,
addiction.
terrible
Your
thing.
mental health is important to us. Let us
Do
be
I
the
have
place
Sheridan
where you
and
can
Vestera again?
find your purpose.
Sure do.
Okay.
If you or someone you love is struggling right now, we promise you aren't alone. Head to theraleighouse.com for more information or to speak to our amazing admissions team today. The Raleigh House. We're here for you.
Sheridan Auto Tech, the most honest, convenient, value-minded place. They have honesty, integrity, everything you want in an auto repair facility. They do major repairs, minor repairs, electrical repairs, normal maintenance instead of going to a dealer. Yeah, even if your car's under warranty, did you know you can go for regular service to Sheridan Auto Tech and save a ton of money? 303-455-7242. They also do pre-buy inspections on used cars. 303-455-7242. SheridanAutotech.com. Hey, let's talk about being a landlord the right way. That's with someone holding your hand and helping you every step of the way. Vestera Turnkey has markets around the country where they do business because they know the house will appreciate quickly. So they help you buy a home in that market. They're buying brokers. Then they help you with the management of that home in order to get it rented out. Then they help you ultimately to sell it in 2 or 3 years for profit. They help you even take phone calls when problems arise. Call Vestera Turnkey.com. Look them up there, VesteraTurnkey.com or 303-888-3788.
Tom, sometimes I hope I ask questions that I may know the answer because I think it's a good discussion topic, like with the HELOC.
Good afternoon, Tom Martino Show. Hello, Tom Martino Show. Hello.
For plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drain, think Plumline Service. With quality brands like Carrier. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. I use Plumline in my home. Service professionals, 25 years strong. Brought a mission of excellence, character, and ethics. Can't go wrong before plumbing since 1992. Plumline and Carrier. Turn to the experts. No phone call, no hassles. PlumlineServices.com. Service better. Service better. Plumline Services. Running a business is hard enough. It's harder with choices that can't talk to each other. One for sales, another for inventory, separate ones for accounting, but software overload. Odoo is an all-in-one platform that replaces them all. CRM, accounting, inventory, e-commerce, HR, fully integrated and easy to use. Built to grow with your business. Thousands have already made the switch. Why not you? Try Odoo for free at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
Breezy conditions remain with us today with gusts over 20 miles per hour. Sunshine with low 60s in the forecast this afternoon. I'm meteorologist with Fox 31 Pinch Point weather.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle from Blindster. I started Blindster in my garage back in 2010. Since then, we've sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters nationwide.
Okay, on that one, I have one that's supposedly really good on transfers. Here.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. By the way, Marc Mager texted me, and he did bring up a good point. On some of these zero interest for 6 months or a year or 18 months, whatever, some of them have a hidden upfront fee of 4%, sometimes 5%. So watch out for that. Watch out for that. But I do have a really, really, really good one. The Discover It Chrome card offers 18 months on balance transfers with no annual fee. And listen to this. They have 0% interest for 6 months on all purchases as well. So you get 18 months on your balance to start paying, and then 0% on purchases for 6 months. What they're hoping is that you're going to stay with them when the rates hop up to 17.5% to 26.5%. And here's what they're doing to keep people. This is evil. And I'm not saying Discover's doing it. I'm not saying who's doing it. But I'm going to tell you, here's something evil that I found at least a couple companies doing. After I got a few complaints, I started looking into it. Listen to this. People, they want to transfer a balance and they get 18 months. And when they get to the end of that 18 months, they go to another interest free. And then they go to another interest free. You could theoretically do that and pay off your balance quicker. But some of these credit cards, some of them mark you as being late. Yeah. Now, they don't charge you a late fee. They don't even charge you interest, but they mark you as being late. Why do you think they do that?
They mark you late
for making a payment. For making a no. Here, let me explain this.
Yeah.
This is what I found 2 companies doing.
Okay.
2 companies. They're not around, but I imagine others are still doing it. Here's what they do. You transfer your balance. Now you're working on getting that paid off. If not, you want to go out to another company. And they know that. They know that when you get close to the end of that interest-free term, you may leave them. So they mark you late. So your credit is, you can't get the transfer because of your credit rating.
How can they mark you late?
Because you're making payments on it, and they mark them late.
Even though it's not late.
Yes, exactly. Well, in the cases I looked into, they weren't late, but they marked them late. And I wondered, why would they mark them late? They're not charging late charges. They're not charging interest. Why are they marking them late?
So they can't transfer again.
Exactly. They want to keep you from transferring to another interest-free. That's what they want to do. 303-713-8255. More right after this.
But you know, how many times
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver.
Do I have any
radio
spots?
station. Ryan Schuling, mornings at 6.
Yes, sir. Sorry. I'll
Just-
get them up right now.
Just tell me. I'll
First
put 'em-
talk
I'll get 'em.
station, 630 KHOW. Now,
Okay,
impact
thanks.
traffic.
There is a disabled vehicle off to the right shoulder on eastbound I-70 approaching York with stop-and-go traffic from I-25. There is an accident on Peoria and Liberty. We're seeing some slowing on northbound I-25 from 6 to Spear and more delays on westbound I-270 from I-70 to Brighton Boulevard. The rest of the roads looking pretty good. There's a high wind warning in parts of the metro area, including Arapahoe and Adams counties. I'm Vida Urbonis with traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle from Blindster. I started Blindster in my garage back in 2010. Since then, we've sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters nationwide. Our blinds are DIY friendly, guaranteed to fit, and always cheaper than big box stores. Blindster.com.
All right, let's talk about the Art of Granite for the best price on countertops anywhere. TheArtofGranite.com. You want great prices? The Art of Granite.com. They are a direct stone importer for any kind of countertop material. Tear out and haul away is always free, and wholesale on all countertop materials. Visit them in Golden or give them a call and get a price even on the phone. You'll never do better. And when you do the kitchen, they do the bathroom free. 303-386-5919. 386-5919.
It's a new year, Colorado. Don't spend it painting. Do what your neighbor Tom did. He called Rhino Shield.
Our house was built in 1986. The paint was starting to look a little worn. I decided I need to give Rhino Shield a call.
Rhino Shield ceramic technology is specifically formulated for our unique climate right here in Colorado, and it's Class 1 fire rated.
The Rhino Shield crew was quite good. The people were top notch. I basically came home 2 days after they started it, and it was done.
And right now, Colorado, you can get the 25-year guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price.
Even now, when we ride
That's 844-31-RHINO or rhinoshieldco.com.
Farmers and ranchers, when it's time to buy or sell ag equipment, think Purple Wave Auction. We're your go-to online marketplace for tractors, combines, sprayers, and more. With our no reserve policy, every item sells to the highest bidder. Experience the Purple Wave difference. Nationwide reach with a local touch. Purple Wave Auction. Whether you're expanding your operation or streamlining your fleet, we've got you covered. Visit purplewave.com today. Fuel your farm with Purple Wave Auction.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text DRIVE to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text DRIVE to 323232 right now. Text DRIVE to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's DRIVE to 323232. Text DRIVE to 323232 now.
ComingColorado.com has the lowest prices guaranteed.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. What's going on? So let's talk about anything on your mind. Let me get to this, some of my texts here that I have. Okay. Hold on right here. I have them right here. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so getting back to some consumer news that I want you to have that I looked up. This is important. When it comes to the buy now, pay later, the interest rate sometimes can be 30%. Think about that, 30% on food. Now, property taxes are going up tremendously in Colorado. They are outrageous, and people asked me about protesting property taxes. So there's something very important you need to know, how to do it properly. Okay. In other words, you can protest your tax valuation. What you're not doing is when you do that, by the way, you're not protesting the amount of tax you're paying. Taxes are based on a mill levy. That's so many dollars for every $1,000 of assessment. So as you see, you get an assessment or a valuation. And then for every $1,000 increment, you're charged a certain amount of tax. So the lower the valuation, then the better off you are when it comes to your tax bill. You can protest it, and there's different levels of protesting. The first thing you do is you have to go and write to the assessor. Okay, gather your evidence, you go to the assessor, and you simply write that you are protesting the valuation. Many times, the valuation could be off. First of all, check what they call your assessment record. You want to make sure they have your house accurately described. Like, for example, the square footage, the lot size, whether or not you have a finished basement, number of bathrooms, bedrooms. Many times the assessor has that wrong, or they have a basement that's not finished and they count it as finished, or they have the condition exaggerated. What you need to do is argue the value. And the first thing you do is you go to the assessor. That is your first level. You go. Go ahead.
When you get your tax form, there's always in the tax, request. There's always a form to contest it.
Right, and so
right in there.
So what you do is you go to the county assessor. Mm-hmm. It's informal. You can use the form that comes with your taxes, and when you do, even though it's the assessor's office, submit comps or evidence as to why you think it should be lower. The assessor reviews it and may adjust it. In fact, many times they adjust it. But if they don't, statistics show that your chances of getting an adjustment go higher the higher up you go. So the next level, if you're turned down, is what's called the County Board of Equalization, which is usually, by the way, the county commissioners, usually. If you disagree with the assessor's decision, you make a more formal protest. And in fact, if the assessor turns you down, they usually let you know there when to go to the next level.
Two things. If you send in, you have to send in 3 comps, because I did this with my place in.
Did you win?
Yes. I sent it. My went down by $200,000.
Really?
Yes.
So what you did was showed 3 sales. You have to show sales, not for sale, but sales.
Sales
of condos like yours.
Exactly.
And yours went down.
And the other thing that I want to let people know about, if you're over 50 years old and you've lived in your place for 10 years, you can get a huge deduction on your property taxes. It's 50%.
But you have to live there 10 years, Doc.
But a lot of people who are over 50 have lived in their places for 10 years.
That's right. And a lot of people don't take advantage of that.
Literally 50%.
So if you lived there for 10 years and you're over, you sure it's 50 or is it 60? I thought it was 60.
Maybe it's 60.
I thought it was 60. But you
should check it for sure.
Yeah, but for sure, let's put it this way. You're in for some kind of discount if you were there for more than 10 years and you're getting up in years. So the Board of the Board of Equalization is a more formal review. You may have to appear, and sometimes you can do that by Zoom, and they can adjust the value. If they don't, the next level is called the Board of Assessment Appeals. So first you go to the assessor. Second, you go to the commissioners, which is also called the County Board of Equalization. After that, you go to the Board of Assessment Appeals. That is a state level administrative appeal. So it's independent of the county. It's not as formal as court, but you can go there and make your argument. Again, sometimes you have to appear, sometimes it's Zoom, and you give your evidence. Always give your evidence up front, even before your appearance. If you lose at the Board of Assessment Appeals, that's your 3rd level, you can go to the 4th level. Most consumers don't. But for big, giant mistakes, it may be worth going to district court. That's a formal lawsuit against the county. This is where you probably need help. You can do those first 3 on your own. But if you go to the district court level, you actually have to follow the rules of civil procedure, and you're going to lose if you don't. So get an attorney who is used to fighting tax assessments. And then district court is that level. And if you lose a district, of course, you don't appeal that. Some people do, but it's ridiculous. That's usually where the buck stops. So you must meet each deadline too. You can't skip a level. So I think how many days do you have from the time you get your assessment? It's on the assessment or on the evaluation. So you go to the county assessor's website and you can use an online protest form. You don't even have to, or you can use the one that comes with your valuation. It comes with the notice of valuation. Attach comparable sales with it or upload it, then file by the deadline. It's usually June 8th, I think. Last year, I believe it was June 8th. Then, after you receive the assessor's denial, if you do, you have to file a form you can get online. It's the CBOE, County Board of Equalization. That's where you submit that through the county, and then you request a hearing if you want one. You don't have to have a hearing, and provide the same evidence or even stronger evidence. If you think the assessor erred, you can use the same. If you think that there's more evidence out there, go and get it. Then you'll be scheduled for a hearing date if you want one. If not, they make a decision whether you have a hearing or not. They make a decision, and then you can decide what to do from there. If you get a reduction, fine. If you don't get a reduction, you can then go to the Board of Assessment Appeals, like I said, and that is available from the state. You have to go to the state's website to get that, and it's called BAA, Board of Assessment Appeals, and that is a form that you file. It's a very simplified procedure, not as formal as court. Now, again, that's where most consumers stop on their own, because if you go to district court, that is where you're going to need an attorney. So that is protesting your taxes. Now, they used to let you go back in time and protest your valuation. You can't any longer unless it was based on faulty information. If they had the wrong size of your house or of your lot, or there's something that is factually wrong, you may be able to go back in time and get an adjustment from previous years, I think 3 years, but only if there was an error on your assessment record. So they used to call them assessment cards. They would keep an index card. They don't do that anymore. It's an assessment record or evaluation record of your home. And protesting does help sometimes. $200,000 in value. What does that mean in taxes for you, do you think?
I know, but here's the thing.
Depends on the mill levy.
It depends on when they did the assessment. And
that I forgot to mention that. You have to go whatever year they're doing. So if they were up to 2024, then you have to do value as of 2024.
Well, that's what the reason I had such a big break was whenever they did my assessment, and my taxes were the following year when we had that recession.
Yeah.
So prices went down significantly. It was 2008, 2009. So there was a huge difference between what it was worth in 2006 as opposed to 2008.
Right. But here's the deal, though, Doc, and this is where you have to understand this. If the assessor uses the year 2024, you have to use that year.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you have to use the same year as the assessors use.
But if they assessed it in 2006 and then again in 2008, and they had the 2006 value.
No, you're right. It went down in value. You're absolutely right. But you have to use you have to be on the same calendar as the assessor.
Right.
That's what we meant to say. We got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Remember, the lowest price ever on furnaces. If you want the lowest price, RenewHomeInnovations.com, 303-904-2000.
They don't assess it every year.
No, I know.
So if you're lucky.
Now, impact traffic.
I know.
Here's
it went
a look
down.
at roads across the metro area. It is busy in the usual places for your afternoon commute. There is an accident in the right lane on northbound I-25 before Spear, backups to Alameda. A crash on northbound York before Bruce Randolph. More delays on westbound I-270 from I-70 to Brighton Boulevard. And right now, Loveland Pass is closed due to blowing snow. With traffic, I'm Vida Urbonis.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle from Blindster. I started Blindster in my garage back in 2010. Since then, we've sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters nationwide. Our blinds are DIY friendly, guaranteed to fit, and always cheaper than big box stores. Blindster.com.
You know, if you are in trouble and need a criminal defense attorney, Joe Lazar is the only one that does business this way. He will give you a free legal advice up front, and then will quote you if you hire him a flat rate for your entire case. LazarLegal.com, 303-429-6200. Okay, Alliance Roof and Solar is a roof and solar company, and Alliance is doing commercial solar systems. You might be in line for one, even if it's at your house. If you have a home-based business, an agribusiness, sometimes you do qualify, or you might be a landlord. You want to put it on a strip mall, an apartment house, a duplex, or you may have a factory or a warehouse. If you do a commercial system, you can get 70% of it paid for by the government. And get this, you also can sell power back to the end user, in your case, space and make positive cash flow. 303-704-2449. That's Alliance Roof and Solar. 303-704-2449.
Picture this. You're on a date. Conversation's flowing. The food's amazing. And then bad breath happens. Confidence? Gone. Or maybe it's a big meeting. The coffee breath is doing all the talking, not the impression the limo leaves behind. Here's the truth. Just bad breath band-aids. And they fade fast. That's why you need to try Zellman's Minty Mouth, the functional breath freshener you swallow. Zellman's tiny dual-action capsules are coated with a powerful, delicious nip and filled with parsley seed oil. Clinically tested to fight the toughest offenders like garlic and onions. And it even takes down coffee breath, too, for fresh, confident breath anytime you need to get close. So go to Zellmans.com. That's Zellmins.com and use the code RADIO for 15% off your first order. Zellmins.com, code RADIO for 15% off today. Don't let bad breath ruin it. Getting your house ready to sell? Rely on the experience of friends at realestatemans.com. Looking to change your furniture or setting? I have the experience and great local connections to help you determine which items are cost effective. We will detail which simple, easy steps you can make to enhance your home decor. I'm with you every step of the way. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino, urging you to use Frank Duran, therealestateman.com with Remax Alliance, 303-920-1600.
Are you 50 or older? This meeting is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You still thinking job changing this year? Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy. IT? Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI. That's what I did. Really? How? Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you can start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there too.
It's only 50% on the first 50%. On the first 200,000, they said.
Well, I don't remember what it was, but it's a reasonable saving without you having to do anything.
Right, right.
Good afternoon, Tom Martino Show. Yeah, so you should probably get. Okay, well, we're coming up on the end of the show. I can take your name and number and get you on tomorrow. Okay.
This is Special Agent Regal with Special Agent Brandon Hall. In 2018, the FBI took down a ring of spies working for China's Ministry of State Security. The 6-0 podcast is the story of the inner workings of the
Okay, thank you.
and how one man's ambition
Okay, bye. Well, if you didn't want to go on the radio, why did you call us anyway?
on America's #1 podcast network, iHeartRadio. Follow the 6-0. Start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Called it a snowball fight. No big deal. Well, somebody's been arrested now for pelting police with snowballs, injuring some of them. Plus, Minnesota's about to lose a lot of funding because of the fraud there, and more on the Joe Pag Show. Tonight from 6 to 9 on 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, a few notes here. On the property tax protest, not the protest, but on the discounts. if you're over, I believe it's over 60 and you've lived there 10 years, you get 50% reduction for the first $200,000. So the 50% taxes is on, you get 50% discount on taxes for $200,000 of it. So
it's still a nice free benefit.
No, it is, but it's not for the whole amount. Otherwise, holy crap,
yeah.
You could imagine. By the way, Tom, my bank suddenly closed my checking account and mailed me a cashier's check. They won't explain why. Now, that's good. At least you got a cashier's check. Some people have their banks close them and don't tell them why, and they freeze their funds because they say that your habits triggered an algorithm for fraud. And it's called debanking, and it's going on a lot. I'm telling you, I get at least 3 of these inquiries a month where someone had their bank account closed. If you were sent a cashier's check, be done with them. It's good that you got a cashier's check, and I wouldn't go back to the bank. Many of these banks are saying that you have suspicious transactions that are causing a red flag on your account, or someone else complained about you or said that you were passing bad checks or something like that. You can actually go to Checks Systems, CHEX Systems, to get a report to find out if ever there were fraudulent checks on your account. Open a new account at a different bank immediately. If they turn you down, it's mostly because of a report somewhere. And Check Systems is like a credit report for people with checks. But anyway, a lot of innocent people are getting caught in this algorithm, and that's it. Anyway, here's another one. Tom, my HOA says cooking smells from my kitchen violate a nuisance clause, and they're fining me for it if I don't stop. They believe it's ethnic persecution because they say the foods that they cook do have strong odors, but how can it be a nuisance? Well, I looked it up, and these are people living in condos. These are not single-family homes. And sure enough, there have been cases where people have lived in a condo and they have had fines for odors because they stunk up the place. They say it would be the same as if you were burning something, but they say that if you intentionally cook and cause odor to go outside, it's kind of like smoking. You can't smoke. They don't want odors. By the way, the airline changed my flight by 2 days, and you're right, my credit card was able to reimburse me for canceling. Again, a lot of credit card benefits are going away, so be careful. Okay, that's all the time we have today. Don't forget 303 Martino for help, information, and referrals. That's 303-627-8466.
Follow Tom Martino at Martino. And stay connected with all of us at 630 KHOW, KHOW.com, and on the iHeartRadio app.